Alright, okay, let's see if you all can hear me. Is the mic working and how are you all doing today? Let's see how it all works. There we go. So, I'm fixing things on my end to get everything working. Audio's okay. I added chat. I added the chat box to the screen because sometimes I noticed we did the live stream a few days ago. It was about 2-3 hours long, and I was trying okay, I'm gonna sort of download the live stream, try to get it in different parts where I answer questions because that might be good for people who don't join the live streams. So I tried to do that. One thing, YouTube did not allow me to download the video. Next thing is there was no chat function. The whole chat, everything we were talking about is gone. So one thing I'm trying to do right now is sort of add the chat function on the screen. So the chat might be playing at the bottom. We can try making it bigger and stuff. We'll see how it goes. So people let me know if the chat function is working for you. We can make it bigger, we can make it last longer. I'm still adjusting to the settings, but we'll see what is up. And then, 18 people. Holy cow, you're all so fast coming here. We have, hi John, hi Donovan, hi Starseed, hi Ryzak, Elipaiso, First Contact, Thomas, John Roberts, good to see you buddy, Alexander, Zachary, good. There's a lot of you, Oh, every time I start the stream it feels like the first time, I don't know, it's still weird, but good. I'm kind of I don't know, is it excitement or something, but my whole body's kind of shaking. I'm oh, okay, get in the zone, girl. Hi Taehin, good to see you all. Oh, so I'm still sort of getting used to. It's kind of a bit cool in my room, and I'm drinking my tea as always. So we'll see what is up. How are y'all doing, guys and boys and girls? Holy cow! Already donating. You people are crazy. Thank you, Donovan. Really appreciate it. Doing good. Productive day. Did lots of sessions. Finished a few projects, started a whole ad thing. A few days ago, I made a deal with a company. Lithuanian company is making sort of natural homemade chips without any additives and stuff. So I actually gave them a thing hey, I'm gonna give an ad for you on my Lithuanian website if you give me a few boxes. So right now I'm doing a giveaway, and there's a whole lot of people from my community joining them and following them and stuff like that. So it's kind of helping out some Lithuanian communities while I'm doing my own stuff, which is great. So it's sort of successful side business or side hobbies actually. So there's that. Anyway, I'll be scrolling up to the top to see if you have any questions. But yeah, how are y'all doing? How's your week? How's your weekend? How are y'all go? John Robert stoked. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's I don't know, I was working with people today, mainly addressing some past life things. And kind of targeting some of the past life things regarding relationships. A lot of people are sort of there's a part of us, our other aspects and other parts of us and other people we know who are sort of here to help us out in lots of different ways. So from past life we sort of set them up to help us do something for us, to support us. And when we come here, our standards change because the whole understanding, the whole trying to survive here and stuff is harsh. And those parts sort of think humanity, when you look from someone else's side, everyone's here kind of retarded. And, the whole consciousness, how people act and stuff, is really a lot of beings look down on Earth and all the Earthlings. So right now, when we look at other aspects of us who were looking down on Earthlings, now when you're here trying to get someone to like you, to talk to, anything like that, there's that third party or someone we know who's actually trying to stop it all because they're too low for us. They're not worth connecting and stuff like that. And now we're kind of all isolated and stuff. And there's also the whole thing with alien love bite. Right now I'm working with people who are the victims of alien love bite. And the whole thing for a person, the whole love is implanted. So you might have someone you love, someone you admire, someone you really, really like. And you spend all your time writing them, trying to connect and stuff, and nothing's going on. And the whole thing is going back and forth and a lot of this psychic things and I don't know, just whole kind of emotional relationship torture. So there's a lot of that stuff going on with clients, and it's amazing to see new kind of cases and how they sort of connect. And like every time I do a session, I try to keep notes of what connects with other people. Like what is it? What's kind of common? Can I find some common programming and stuff that if we remove that, if we did any changes, then that would be a thing. What is alien love bite? It's a big thing. And it's basically, let's say two people here on Earth, male and a girl, like a guy and a boy. So, well, we can have those relationships. We can have gay people. We can have lesbians. We can also have a boy and a girl. Like, yeah, there you go. Yeah. So a boy and a girl, basically two physical people get abducted by gray aliens, by some others. So they're like they can get abducted astrally. So their physical body stays here, but on the astral level, our second body gets abducted, taken. And our second body is kind of like this driving force we have. And second body, like this energetic body we have, still works, and they can affect it, so they can cause pain to it and different things. But basically, regarding the alien love bite, these greys and other beings will basically mess with our heart energy. And what happens is two people do not know each other. They're completely random people from different kind of the world, like different side of the world and stuff, and their hearts gets messed with. And basically, it's kind of like exchanging that this person will fall in love with this person, and they're kind of like be like super in love. And then they're like, let go. And one day, these people are walking in the mall, completely not knowing each other, and they see each other. It's love at first sight. They can't forget about the person. They can't stop thinking about it. And basically, they start connecting. They start having a relationship, kind of like, hey, I really like you. They will go on a date. Next thing you know, they have all kinds of stuff happening where this person is super in love and this person backs off. And now, like, you're really in love, you're trying to get something going, and this person like, I'm not interested. And then you're like, okay. And then so it takes a while, but then you back off, and this person is super in love. And it's complete, like, back and forth, where one tries to get something and one backs off, one tries to give and the other one backs off. And then there's also, like, a lot of these, like, third party. So there's like a lot of like love triangles where there's like two people completely in love, and the third party will come in and mess up the whole relationship, like make someone else jealous, like cause all these like incidents and stuff. But then there's also a thing where one person will be a complete psychic, or like there's this like whole timing where everything's set up. For example, a girl might be like, hey, I don't like when my guy watches porn, and you're like haven't done it for months, and you're like, well, she's at the mall today, something to do, I guess I'm just gonna turn on porn, just kind of like admire the girls. And you turn on the porn website, you kind of watch it. Next thing you know, your girlfriend comes in the door like, hey, I forgot my key, what the fuck are you doing? And then she gets all crazy, and there's like two people fighting and stuff. So there's all kinds of these like events set up where one person tends to be psychic and the other one is kind of like set up for all kinds of events, or something like do something that will piss off the other if is caught. And so, like if in a relationship, you know, like someone texts your phone, you know, the one person will be jealous and stuff, but all these feelings and emotions are completely amplified. So basically, it's like driving each other crazy and nuts, but they're completely in love, they can be apart, but when they're together, they're driving each other nuts, and like it's complete clusterfuck. And I would say, like, you can read, like, Eve Lorgan's book. She has a lot of information about, like, alien love bite. It's amazing stuff. But that's the thing, like, there's a lot of people who have these relationships, and it just goes nuts with them. So, like, it happens to a lot of people, you know. It's basically, like, you go to another country, you see someone, and like, oh, like, finally this person is the thing. But then you spend, like, 5, 7, 10 years chasing that person, and nothing happens. And so there's kind of, like, a lot of, like, kind of this, like, obsessive relationship, but you just can't be without the person. It's kind of like, it's all a setup. It's like third party controlling people, messing them all up, and just like collecting their illusion, like really fucking up their life every way they can. So that's the alien love bite in short. That's the alien love bite in short. But basically, there's always the third party setting those two up, and basically, like, well, we have ETs, but then there's physical people who are kind of controlled or set up to go in as a third person, like as in a just like love triangle, you know. So that happens a lot. So it's definitely a thing, and I don't know if any of you have this whole thing going, but it sure is kind of harsh for others. So yeah. So I have a lot of questions at the top, or some questions, and also some at the bottom. So like, okay, Plumeria66 is asking, what is the highest dimension to travel to? Infinite. It's basically like right now we have third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. There's also 3.00007, 3.5666, and you just like name the numbers. Like all these dimensions are like a radio channel. So basically tune into different like variations, and it just keeps on going. Like there's no like limit. So that's a good thing. How do you do out of body as a pure consciousness with no form? Usually, the default state is completely like point of view being the consciousness and not having a body. Sometimes people have a preference that like when they leave, they're gonna have a body. Like we're used to having a body, so it really depends on the mindset. And if people are sort of addicted or to the body, or sort of like, hey, the body is what I have, and they sort of like have no understanding what it's like to be a point of view, then their default will be when they go out will have a body. But for some, like for example, I can get out of body and I'm just like a point of view. I look down, like there's no hands, no legs, nothing, and I'm like, oh, I'm just sort of like a flying ball that doesn't really have anything. I'm just like point of view, and I can look around like 360 and have like simultaneous like different experiences, like connect to lots of different beings, lots of different planets, and like little things. I look from their all perspective and see all that. So that's kind of a thing. And if you go out of body and you have some kind of form, you can see like, oh, no form, boom, and it disappears. You basically set intention to be a point of view, and now it's just like a point of view, like a camera angle flying around in the multiverse, and you can go at any point, at any level, become anything. You can always get the body if you want, you can always remove the body, so it's all up to you. And even if you go out of body with having a form, you can always remove it, so it's not much of a thing, in my world at least. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll up. I think I saw a few questions to the top. I do wanna sort of like try to respond to as many as you as possible. So yeah, so we'll see. Okay, just checking things out. Okay, they thought that I was pregnant or trying for a baby. Not weird to do what you think you'll have kids. Here I'm asking for this. Yeah, no baby yet, no pregnant. Plans, I don't know, it's like 50-50 thing. It's like this whole world, it's kind of like, right now it's like really limiting. So for new beings, right now we're suffering. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff and they're like, I ain't gonna go over there. Me, I'm still in that like place where I want to learn how to take care of myself, how to like, I don't know, like develop skills and stuff. So like I know like if I had a baby, there's a lot of attention to that like being to try to develop it as much as possible. And I don't know, it's like a whole lot of things that I still have to learn about myself that I would like to give to the other being. And if it ever is a thing, I want to be ready for this, because right now, like, it's too early, way too early, if it ever happens. But like, right now, I'm enjoying the way I am right now. Okay, A Pass is asking, do you see or have you ever seen anything under the mountains of the Himalayas? Yeah, there's a few alien bases there. There's a lot, like actually, like Earth has a lot of alien bases, and other planets, and there's like kind of like, the thing with these ETs, like they're always here. The thing is like they're using the technology that can actually make their ships invisible to the naked eye. So you're looking like, hey, the sky is clear, there's no one there, but if you actually had a tech that would break the invisibility, they're all there, watching us and stuff. So there's a whole lot of beings out here every single day. Okay, also the question, do you know what's the name of the body that was destroyed and formed the Jupiter belt? And what race occupied destroyed it? Nope, I don't know the name. Haven't really looked into it. And like that's the thing about me. Like when I go out or do anything like out there, I'm not into the names unless someone really asks for it. It's kind of like being involved in the story and not the labels. So that would be me. Uh, Starseed is asking, can I have your out-of-body experience course just to read something nice before bed? Sure thing. Let me see if I have the login info. Where is it? A lot of like emails. I'm not sure, like I can actually send it to you after the stream. It probably would be faster. Oh, I think I found it though. We'll see. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There's the username and password, and also I'll drop you the link, or you'll be able to log in, I think. Okay, Starseed, check your email. You're gonna have the login info. So there's your course. Enjoy it. Have I experienced any probable future events? Like Hawkadium is like basically keeps hearing about this big event happening before the year is up. A lot of people are talking about it, like the big event and something big going on. I haven't looked into it. Wasn't really my interest. But in the past, like for me, I had this weird OBEs where, for example, I get out of body and I don't notice that I get out of body. Like for me, it's like, you know, like everyday thing. But basically, in out of body, I'm here on Earth, and I will live a few days ahead, a week, a few weeks, and basically it's like 24/7. Like every single second of the day, I live for about a week forward, and then I wake up like, hey, another day I'm gonna do this thing that I've planned like a week forward, because I experienced it, and I look at the calendar, I was like, what? And I basically travel back in time. But the thing is, like, I was an out-of-body experience, and I lived for a whole week, like, here on Earth, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I have to do it all over again. All the sessions, all the projects, all the things, all the conversations. So it's, I don't know, like, it's really annoying, because, like, it happens, like, you know, like, 4 or 5 times a year. So it's really annoying for me. But, other events here on Earth, different ones, like I sort of like foreseen some deaths of the people I know and stuff like that, but like I wasn't really like going like really on Earth, because like I try to sort of like stay away from this place as much as possible when I get out of body, so if I can just like come out. I'm definitely someone that should reproduce. I'll keep that in my mind, John. Okay, why did I come here to Earth? What is your purpose? And thank you for answering. Okay, well, like, so Plumeria, basically, my purpose coming here on Earth was there were a few specific people that were calling out for me. Like, I knew them from my past lives. I've had, like, 20 lives with them and stuff, and they basically stuck in this place, needing help. And I came in like, okay, just gonna solve this thing, like, take care of these few people that I know. Now when I'm done with that, I'm out. So like I'm still here, sort of like taking care of people, or like trying to support them and do whatever I can to help them. But once that is done, I'm like, bye now. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so far like came here with a purpose of helping some people, and while being here, sidetracked with YouTube and stuff like that, right? Something to do. Earthplane needs to go. Well, yeah, it's going. It's going. Want to see aliens do some acid or DMT? That'd be fun. There's actually like I recently watched a video of like one Lithuanian guy. He's making like the kind of comedy videos, and he was actually like doing a thing like where he was like kind of like people, like, like just like free guys, and the people were like, they had a sort of like CGI of an alien, and they were smoking weed on camera, so that looked kind of funny. But that's a comedy thing. But like, I have not seen aliens or like other races that would do acid or DMT thing. Okay, John West is asking, how do you get over your fear of doing your first broadcast knowing your family, friends, and classmates might be listening? Years down the road, I might start considering making some videos. Like, I would be really glad if you did, John. You have a great perspective on the world and, yourself and your things. So, like, sharing your point of view would be great. Now, when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, like, I had a few people asking on how to start, and specifically getting over the fear of the first broadcast or just making videos, knowing that all the people you know will see that stuff, and eventually they're like gonna be like, this person is crazy, and then you're gonna have all these looks. I had this thing. I was like, I want to start, I want to share these subjects, but like, I never talk about these subjects with my family members or anyone. And I was like, uh-oh, I really don't want to catch shit, because like, I was a person who was black sheep of the family, and at the same time, I don't want to get involved with the family at all. But the thing is, like, I started watching Gary Vaynerchuk. If anyone wants, Google him. He is my go-to guy if I need anything in life. Basically, he say that like, your fear is your poison. And so like, my thing was like, I had to start, and one thing, like, I know that eventually my parents and everyone else will see this. So the first thing I was like thinking, specifically, what people am I afraid will see this thing? What people will be kind of against or say some replics that I will not like, their opinion will stop me. I was like, okay, well, my mom, I actually care about her. I care what she thinks. And she was always a person that would, like, no matter how much you love her, she made this massive impact on my life where her opinion really sort of forced where I'm going in life. And every time I had a dream, like, hey, mom, I want to be a vet. I want to help animals. She's like, what, are you going to shove your hand in the cow's ass? I'm like, no, cats and dogs, mom, in the city. And then I'm like into sports, and like, mom, I want to play tennis, like, like field tennis, like, your show is gonna be like match show, you're gonna be like that. I'm like, oh, okay, mom, I want to play football. And then like, so basically I would like share things, and I always get redirected, and whatever I'm getting into, I'm sort of like always step down on. I'm like, fuck, like, no matter what I do, I know that like, if my parents say anything, I'm gonna stop. So that was like the biggest thing in my life where I really tried, but their opinion, whatever they would say, I was like super like fragile emotionally. I was not stable. Like, I mean, like, whatever they would say can hurt me so much that I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm done. Sort of like, I would be scared, and like, basically, even if we would go to the grocery store, like, my dad would ask like, okay, what do you want? And I show a specific thing, and my dad would pick the other one, always on purpose. I'm like, okay, my opinion does not matter. So like, I live with that, like, my opinion does not matter for like 20 years. And listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, I was able to actually walk up to my mom and say like, mom, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I am interested in all kinds of topics that are like beyond this world and stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it. And I don't care what you think, this is what I wanna do, and I'm willing to do it, and I just wanted you to know. So like, I told it to my mom, I told it to some other people, and there it is. I'm here now. And sometimes, like, the new people I'm working with, for example, on other websites, they get in the way. They sort of like, like, kind of like, they don't know about us yet, but like, specific guys, they have like point of views about the world that are completely against what I think, and I respect that. But at the same time, I know like, if they sort of found out, it will sort of like kind of like trigger me, like, not make me like really go crazy and stuff, or like make me delete the videos and stuff, but at least kind of like, fuck, But still, I'm glad I'm doing this, so like, whoever finds out, like, I know a few of my classmates here shows up on the stream, a few of my friends, a few of my teammates. I see them here in the chat, they say hi and stuff sometimes, but they're here, and I'm really glad that I can do what I want to do and stop giving a fuck about what other people think. And like, I can be crazy in their eyes, but this is my life, and that's the thing. And Gary Vaynerchuk said that like, you live for yourself, and no matter what other people tell you, like, it's your life. Like, they'll never know what you receive, like all these things that make you happy, and it's not about them. Like, make yourself happy first, and then you can help everyone else. So like, for me, like, listening to Gary Vaynerchuk is like massive motivational machine, where like, he basically sets up my mindset to where I can form myself in a way what I want without limiting myself. And here I am making videos and being crazy in my own ways, doing what I love to do. And like, I don't know, like, I'm just like really thankful that I find people like you here in the chat who support me, because thanks to you, I actually have my things going in life. Thanks to you, I have like, hey, I'm gonna do something this evening. I'm gonna start live stream because there's a lot of people who are engaging with me. So you give me the purpose, and I sure enjoy being here. So thanks to you all, like, I'm here. So I don't know, that would be the answer. Donovan Word, you need to book a session? I'll give you a freebie. Write me an email. Write me an email with your issues, with what you would like to address. You know my email. Like it's like if you click on any of my videos, aquilasav@yahoo.com. The list is kind of long. Like I still have up to 65 people in the list, and about like 100 sessions to do because some of them buy more than one. But I'm trying to get them done as soon as possible, and just let me know in an email. Do I have OBE course? Yes, I do. I can also give you a freebie if you write me an email. Is there a way to contact these aliens? Asking Alexander. Yeah, like with the whole thing with the aliens, it's as simple as simply having a thought and directing it somewhere. The thing is, like, a lot of beings out there are super telepathic and way more intelligent and way smarter and, like, better than humans here, because we're limited. They're not. So whatever thoughts we have, we can direct it like, okay, I want you to come to my dream, I want to see you, I want to make contact, I want to talk to you, and you can be specific about who. If you wanted to see the Greys, if you want to see reptilians, go for it. If there are any other races, just sort of, like, think about what kind of beings you want to connect to. And in your thoughts, you don't have to say it out loud or do some kind of rituals and stuff. Simply put a thought out there. I want to get in touch, I want to learn from you, or whatever your goal is with them. And they can visit you in your dreams. They can sort of like connect to your thoughts, and basically like you can have the whole conversation where you ask a question and you hear the answer, or sort of like it just comes as a thought. There's a lot of ways to communicate with these beings, and they're all out there ready to be here. And so, go all in. I'm still going through questions, sort of going down, but like I'm getting there. Crystal Dragon, hi buddy, hope you're doing good. So your question is, does shadow people cover a large spectrum of beings, or is it specific entities, maybe people, astral projection, maybe just what it looks like it to potentially see a human entity? Yeah, with the shadow people, there's a lot of ways. With the shadow people, there's literally someone can do astral projection and they're not very clear, so they come out looking as a shadow person. So literally we have these ghost type beings, kind of like shadowish and stuff. There's a whole race of like shadow entities and shadow beings who can look like humanoid, who can look like other beings, kind of like reptilian but more like a shadowy thing. And also I can where is my thing, bring up, wait, I can bring up one picture. I guess like I showed it in the last stream, but it always works for me. Let's see which one. There we go. So yeah, Ajin. If you want to look up, like, there's an anime called Ajin, but basically this guy can sort of like summon this kind of like shadowy entity. So a lot of people can do that. Some beings look like this, like shadow being. So like a lot of fan art here. There's even a live action movie. There we go. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, did you see all that, people? Because it showed up on my end, but I'm not sure if you see it. Okay, like, let me know if you saw Ajin anime. There we go, maybe that's better. And I'm way too big. Where's my camera? I'm still learning the settings of OBS, or actually I can make myself disappear by now. So yeah, Ajin. There it is. Kind of like shadowy people. So these beings can be like astral trawling people. There can be like a whole race of them. So there's actually a whole lot of ways. And to tell who specifically, like, is it a race or like specific beings and stuff, talk to them. Sometimes, like, there's only a few sinister ones. Like a dark side actually like likes to use like sort of projectiles of these beings, because there's a whole race of these like shadowy beings who are here to help, who are sort of like protecting us from entities trying to sort of like disperse the whole energy. They're just here, kind of like Earth is kind of like their home, but on our parallel plane. Because they sort of live here among us. It's just like with the naked eye, most people don't see it. Like if you tune into the energy, you can see all these entities and stuff, and these beings are always walking around, and like sometimes you see the entities and they really try to sort of like attack them, eat them, and just like sort of get rid of them. So there's like lots of variations, but there's plenty of people out there like trying to help us. What's my favorite Gary Vee quote? Oh man. I have it on Steam. I think I have it on Steam. Let's see. I know, like, yeah, there it is. Like, Gary Vee said, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you want to do every day for the rest of your life? And just go do that. So there it is. That's my favorite one, I guess. Is there a God, J-Wand? You're a god and everyone else is a god. Like, the way I see it, each and every one of us is a god-like being. Consciousness is simply God. And God is the creator of all. So basically, you are the creator of all. You can create others, others can create you, and stuff like that. So it depends on how you see things. I just, like, wanted to share my perspective on this one. Yeah, Zachary, regarding coming here on Earth, like that's how they get you. Like just come here to help people, and now you're stuck on YouTube. Pretty much, story of my life. That was easy, right? Okay, Crystal is actually Crystal Dragon is hearing the footstep and feeling these shadow beings. So, Crystal, have you tried communicating with these beings? What is their energy? How do you feel around them? Are they affecting you in any way? Because, like, sometimes these beings can be like projectiles and used from the dark side to mess with us, but there's those who are passing by, and if your vibration fits a certain level, then you basically can be on the same plane like them, and like be more aware of what they're doing and all. Breathing is DMT. Hell yeah, John Roberts. There's like Wim Hof. He's talking about this whole breathing thing, and like we produce DMT with our lungs. So if you breathe, you have your opioids, you have your DMT. So look up Wim Hof, what John Roberts is saying, and that's the thing. Meredith, thank you for my scan. Super excited for the next one. You're awesome. Thank you. It means a lot to me. And I hope you're getting wins. Like, I'm really glad giving these scans and helping out people finding information or getting rid of limits. And I'm always excited to hear if there are any wins, or if they're saying like, whoa, like my scan happened and now there it is. So like I'm always interested in the whole process. And people, you're helping me practice, because like I'm still like getting to know my abilities, and each session is sort of like helping me to get better at this and stuff. Okay, Payaso is saying, what is something interesting you feel we should know? Something interesting you should all know. Huh. That's a good one. Makes me sort of like reflect on the recent sessions I've did. I don't know, like right now, like I'm seeing that there's a lot of these stops that we sort of accidentally set up for ourselves. Like I made like last few videos about it. Like I sort of like started my session, the beginning of this video. But pretty much like there's tons of beings who assume that they're helping us. Some entities think that, but the entities is just one thing. There's other people who we have been with in our past lives who are trying to affect us in every possible. For example, there's a guy who is kind of like in love with the girl and like trying to get her and stuff, but he's kind of like sometimes shy, like like writing her messages and not getting a feedback, and he's like doesn't want to be rejected and stuff. So his other part is basically disconnecting her like, or disconnecting them both and like trying to mess him up so that he would just basically stop any kind of relationship with her and move on. And instead of helping the guy to like get the courage and other things to get the girl, is basically stop the whole thing and find someone else. And so like there's a lot of these like parts of us that they think they know what's best for us, or they assume, or they have different kind of commands or duties, and they actually end up messing us up more. So like if we can be aware of these blockages and address the right stuff, the whole system falls apart and we have a better life. So I think that's pretty important to sort of like look at. Starseed, can I have an Instagram follow from you? Yeah, write me a message right now on Instagram. I'll follow you. It's all good. Okay, Stanley's asking, is there a safe, good realm to go for gaining real knowledge about multiverse, races, abilities? And then how to get there? And for him, it's so much info and he's like overwhelmed, so like he's looking for some hook and solid ground. So yeah, like regarding these good, safe places to go to, I think one of the best things to do is actually create your own place. It's kind of like, let's say you create your own realm where it's gonna be safe, it has no connections with others, so like basically you're disconnected from all the beings, now you're safe, no one can come in and stuff, but then you can sort of like, okay, and connect me to the library of the multiverse, and like basically you're gonna be the galactic historian, like next Andrew Barsis, kind of like, and you can literally import the libraries to your own place, import various structures, so like, it's kind of like, if other beings in their world create any kind of buildings, any kind of technologies, any kind of other things, if you know about it, you can simply look at that and kind of like grab the code, copy paste, and take it from their world, put it on your world, and now you have all the books, all the knowledge, and basically you can just spend your time reading. So there would be that. Another thing you can do is like when going out, simply create this kind of shielding around yourself that would block you from these beings who are trying to mess with you, that would block you from any kind of like limitations and deflect any possible damage, and that should give you some freedom. Alright, let's see what's next. Donovan, you're on Facebook as well. Okay, yeah, Facebook might work as well. I use Facebook mainly for like taking care of a few of my websites. So I don't get back to people right away, but yeah, feel free to write me there or just spam me, either way. There's a lot of people writing to me right now on Facebook, so like I don't get back to everyone, sadly. Okay, I am Yahweh is asking, why is there so much suffering and limitations in the physical universe? Did we intend it to be this way, or are certain forces making it so, like dark side? Pretty much, when it started, this whole physical universe was actually a good place, but then the dark side sort of takes over it and creates it, or like makes it in a way that it's all gonna be limiting. And kind of like, you know how, let's say you're a godlike being, and you're fighting these dark side, what we call them right now, and they're like losing all the time to the point where like they're like, hey, I'm going through so much trouble, you're too powerful, could you sort of minimize your ability so that we could actually have a nice combat, so that, you know, you would actually have some challenge? And you're like, okay, because we're all kind-hearted being, we're gonna take care of others, we're so good and like kind and, you know, like just really care about others. Next thing you know, these guys are super deceitful, and they just told us a story, and we agreed to lower our powers. We agreed to give them more powers. We agreed to like, oh, okay, you want a force? Sure. You create them a force. Next thing you know, they're like overthrowing you or like really messing you up. So a lot of things is because we ourselves agreed to give our powers away. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm gonna beat you up. It's like a parent trying to like letting a child win a game. Hey, I'm being a good parent, I'm trying to like teach the kid of what it's like to win, and, you know, no challenge for a kid, because now two to do and you gave up, and next thing you know, the kid's like, hey, I'm super powerful and you agreed to be lower than me, so fuck you, bitch. And like next thing you know, this kid is like ruling your life, and now you're a slave. So kind of like that. But then again, like there's a whole collective war going on, and not just in the 3D, but also the fourth and fifth dimension. There's massive wars there, so even if you get out of here, if you're not out of duality or like really, really, really away from this whole thing, it's still an ongoing thing. Not as limiting out there, but still same old thing going on there. Nothing new. Let's see if you wrote me a message. There it is. I got you a message. And you's getting a follow back. There we go. Yay! You should get it now. Now I have one of my best fans here in my Instagram. Awesome. Love you all. Benno, nice stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's kind of crazy to see you all here. Like, it's 47 minutes in and we have 45 people. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Like, crazy. Which headphones do I use? I think it's Marshall. Marshall. Yeah. Can we see the image? Marshall. My brother gave it to me. So, if I don't have to spend money, heck yeah. Yeah, so I think I might find them online somewhere, but yeah, just like sort of Marshall. That would be the brand. What do you think of Tom Campbell's spin on My Big Toe Theory? To be honest, I don't know. I should feel bad, but I don't. But I have not read Tom Campbell's Big Toe Theory. Sadly. Like, there's a lot of books that are really good, that are really like sort of like knowledgeable. But sort of like when I was talking with Rich, we started like practicing getting out of body when I was 14 or so. So it's been 8 years since I'm practicing getting out of body every single day, and like really getting good at it. And basically what we try to do with Rich is like seeing how much can I learn there by myself without really looking at books, finding information here. And apparently it's kind of like I don't know, like it should be embarrassing, but I'm not feeling that. There's a lot of books that I have not read, a lot of things that I have not researched here on Earth, but I have found the same information in my own way when I was out of body. About like how all these like soul trap works, how like there's like a lot of different constructs, and we're just like I get out of body, whatever experience, I write it up or I tell Rich about it, and he's like, yep, read about it in the book. And I'm like, whoa. And so like I get all excited because like I've never experienced it, or I've never read about it, about most of the things really. And then I experienced it out of body, and like, whoa, this is so cool. So that's the part of it. But at the same time, I miss out a lot of what's going on in the world right now, because like, I mean, like I'm giving the priority right now to just like doing sessions and helping people and like doing my own like projects, but I also would love to make it a priority to read more, to study, to find out more perspectives, and actually, okay, read about this thing, check it out for myself if I want to. But yeah, I'm not doing this right now, so bummer. Akvin is a retard. Matthew Nixon is saying that he can see and feel these entities, and it's funny that most people have no idea what's really around them. It's definitely a thing. It's funny because like I don't like going out that much. I mean, I love traveling, nature and stuff like that, but like people, crowds, it's like going to this massive swamp of entities and creatures that are like there to attack you and mess with you, and like so like going into a mall or a town or something and there's a crowd, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to look at them because they're like icky. So I don't know, like I'm more into like looking at my cat, looking at nature and being away from people. But I don't know, it's a thing, like tons of people are attracting that stuff, tons of people have it themselves, and it's a thing in their world. Okay, can we change the laws of physics on this planet? It's a 50-50 thing. Consider it like your universe and this universe. In this universe, we are creating things like collectively. So with 7 billion people agreeing on the same stuff, will create this very strong physics and laws. But for example, in other worlds, if you get out of body, people might have different rules. But when you go there, you don't agree to their belief system, so it doesn't affect you, and now you're free from these things. And like, if people in another planet are limited and they're like, oh, we cannot fly, but you've just spent a few hours flying, and you fly into their world like, hey, what's up, people? And they're like, oh, they can fly, and it's a big deal for them. In this world, we are hardcore believing, and our beliefs form our truth, our beliefs form our life. So like Apas was saying, like, is the game rules, and if we are able to change the game rules, rewrite everything, yeah, but good luck, it's collective thing here, so it's hard. So I'm still looking through the comments. Roberto Perez saying, hey, I would like to continue getting help from you. I'm here, Roberto. Last time as I recall, we were trying to get you out of body. I'm not sure if you had any wins or any success with that. So that'd be a thing. Like, you were the one that helped us to find this planet eater plant thing. It's creepy as can be, but yeah, like, if you want to continue, we can definitely do something about it. Look for any blockages, and I don't know, like, try to form your daily schedule of like trying to get out of body techniques and stuff, because it's a whole lot of work for some people. So really hardcore, man. Plumeria is asking, can you email me and ask for the free OBE course? Yes, feel free to do that. Feel free to send me an email and I will give you away a OBE course. Any tips on how to remember past lives? It's different for everyone. Like, it's easy for me to talk because I have it easy. I sort of like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, I'm different in the way where, like, or maybe a lot of people have it. For me, I am very into perception. So, like, I don't really have much chatter going on throughout the whole day. I'm pretty much clear. Thoughts don't really pop up unless I am triggered or I focus and I'm like, tune in, and actually I just like, oh, I'm gonna think about this and I have to try and stuff. But other than that, I'm like, like, I can look at the wall and I'm like, I'm mesmerized by the wall because, like, wow. And I see the colors and patterns and different things and I get so engaged and it's all fully there. But for example, when people are talking, I see visuals. When there's music, I see stuff. When, like, I'm creating a scenario, for example, I'm going to write a story, I'm going to hear music and I'm going to see visuals and stuff like that. So, like, it's always, if there's one thing, there's going to be all the rest. So, like, if there are some phrases right here, right now in this life, for example, some of you might say some phrase and it's going to trigger my past life because, like, for me, it's an easy recall. But I guess, like, the best way for all of you or some of you to recall your past life is to look at some of the triggers you have in this life, some of the hardships you're going through. Maybe you're having harsh time in relationships, maybe you have weird body aches like a migraine or like a headache, a stomach ache, or like, so you have some sort of issues in your life. Reflect on your issues because most of them are sort of like, it happened in our past life, and whatever happens in this life is more like a trigger to recall it. For example, I as a kid had no fear of spiders. I was like, I love spiders. I love every kind of bug I find. I love them. I pick them up and I give them names, and I pick up this massive fluffy spider and it's like, oh, Martin, hello, it's gonna be my new mate. And now it's like this massive spider. I was like, what the fuck? I gotta put it down. And I'm like, no, it's my mate. Now it's like, ugh. So in my childhood, I'd had this incident where basically this like small fluffy spider, like about like size of this, was on my feet. And just that being there sort of like startled me. And at the same time, I recalled when this pirate was actually caught me by the feet and like grabbed me into the air, and like I flew off and stuff. So there's a lot of scenarios that can be triggered by our current like incidents or like current issues. And if we pay attention to, we can always find that the root of what we're going through right now is in the past. And the rest is believing yourself. Like, okay, if you were in your past life, for example, recall the last time you had a birthday in a past life, and just tell me about it. Like, imagine you had a birthday in the past life. What would it be like? And you start telling a story. 99% of chance is like, why would you make up stuff? Why? A lot of people write these scenarios like Avatar, Star Wars, and all these popular movies. It's not because these people are super smart, intelligent, and they're coming up with this super fantasy or sci-fi thing. No. They start writing, and the memories sort of come back, and they're not aware of it, but they're writing like, this is good stuff. And a lot of people watch it, they're like, yeah, I can relate to it. This is so true. And a lot of people like get in common because they all lived that. They all have experience with it. So if we look at life, it's so easy to simply sit down and write a story, a sci-fi story. Just think of it. And you start writing, and all of a sudden, all these ideas and things start popping up, and you might wake yourself up, you might find new things, you might come up with new races, and these are not, oh, I just came up with it. No, you are recalling stuff. It's just a lot of things, you just change up names. That's it. So that's the way to recall the past lives. Okay, what do I think of the YouTuber The Last Frontier Medium? Never heard, never seen, but I can save the name to check it out later, just in case. The Last Frontier Medium. Hi Brian. Hello from Carbon, Canada, huh? How's the weather in Canada? Okay, question number 2 from John. What do you know exact reason for people not having an out-of-body experience? Are you unable to tell them sometimes? For example, would you say to the person they are not putting in effort, or keep that to yourself to be polite? I'm trying to be as honest as possible. Like, I've had a session today where a person is really after someone. They have their goal, their whole life is based about this thing. And in a session, what I'm seeing is that this whole thing, all of this like massive purpose and all these feelings coming up, is an implant. It's a fake to basically redirect person and control them. And so I'm like, okay, buddy, this is what I'm seeing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. What I'm seeing is that this thing is an implant and is controlling your life. Now, I do not know that what I'm saying is 100% truth, but this is what I'm seeing. And you have to check it out for yourself. So like, no matter what the subject is, I'm almost trying to be honest. Like, whether it is hard subjects, whether in the past lives you have done something super crazy, or let's say all of us have did that stuff. So when we're talking about like different kind of things, I'm always trying to be as honest as possible, because who knows, that information might be crucial. And for me, I value honesty. I value the truth. And like, for example, I would much rather people tell me the truth about how they felt about me or other things, and you're like, hey, Kvilla, your videos suck, and you can't talk for shit, your English sucks, and blah blah blah, and like, I don't agree with most of your points of view, but I'm just watching you because you're kind of like, I don't know, cute maybe, I don't know. So like, they might see that stuff, and sometimes it's like, oh damn, but yay, I value the truth, and I can get over whatever in no time. So if I would do this for myself, I value other people, and I want to give it to others. Like, be as honest as possible, because in this world there's just like too many lies, and you know, that's my thing. Okay, I'm who is asking, were humans created by negative alien races? If so, did they create the different human races and cultures to divide us? Not really. There's a lot of like ways to talk about how humans appeared, but basically, consciousness creates a race, and it can look like let's say Lyrans, Pleiadians, humans, different kind of things. And then humans is basically a vessel. Now a new consciousness can come into the body and be that human. However the consciousness decides to play will decide of what you're gonna be like. But then, like, okay, this party or like this consciousness created this kind of human group, and someone else is like, hey, that's a great way to create a race. I'm gonna do my own version. And so like they end up creating different kind of versions, and now we have all kinds of beings replicating us and others, and so yeah. There's a lot of like I don't like call it negative or good. It's more like neutral party who has no duality, no system of that, is basically creating because it is fun to create, because they want something new, making that. And next thing you know, someone else like, that's a good way, I'm gonna do it my own version. And so whoever else decide to do their own version can be good and bad on the lower levels, but the whole thing about duality doesn't exist out there. Be careful live streaming, Akvita, it's part of the AI trap. Yeah, there we go. Lalexolic, yep, streaming again, having fun. By the way, did you get my email? I think I replied to you, but I'm not sure if you got it. Just saying. So I'm sort of like going through the questions, scrolling down and seeing what is up. Also, what about you people? Do you have preferences? I'm sort of like trying to give most of the attention to answering questions, but I can also turn into video games or other things. I don't know what entertains you the most. I'm just like sort of like trying to give my time and give you the most value. And I assume most of you would like me to answer questions, so whatever is best for you, just let me know. What's your preference, what you would like to do today, and I'm here to entertain you, give you as much as possible, and just like, I'm here for you people. Okay, I'm still going through the questions. Okay, Soul Contract Remover is asking, are most aliens you come across bigger than humans? If so, how did you deal with them? Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people out there. There's all kinds of heights. Most of them, by the height. Huh. I think it's 50-50. There's a lot of races that are much smaller than us. It's kind of like even like a critter race. Some of them are like, you know, like can fit in your hands, but some of them can beat up to your knees, up to your belly, bigger than us. Various forms. But when I encounter anyone bigger than me, 16 feet tall reptilian, all these Anunnaki canine, all kinds of Archon beings and stuff. There's like plenty of beings out there who are much bigger than us, who are much like muscled and like looks like really scared, and you're like, oh, I'll be damned. You're kind of like maybe like at the point that can be scary. But the way to deal with these beings is you have to know your own powers and your own worth, because your consciousness and your abilities are infinite. And when these beings see you, they know that you are very powerful and that you're a threat. But they're also very intuitive and psychic, so they will know if you know about yourself and your abilities, if you know your own worth, if you know what you're capable of. For example, like this massive being is there, and one squish and you're gonna die, as your body there, for example. But if you know, like, okay, I can turn that being into a pumpkin, and this being knows, like, with one snap, one single thought, and they're gone. These massive beings who are super strong, super scary, whatever, intelligent and all this stuff, are afraid of us. Because our powers are much stronger than us. They have no creativity, they have no imagination, and they cannot do what we do. That's why they have to drop us in this physical body, so that we do not get in their way out there. And when you get out of a body, or let's say your physical body drops dead and you're out there, you meet all kinds of beings out there. And as dangerous as they might look, they're scared of you because you're powerful. And once you know your own self-worth, or what you're capable of, they will not touch you. They respect you. You see these giants coming up to you, and they will look and they will call you sir, yes sir. And like they will have all these things because they know who you are, what you're capable of, and they're gonna be careful. So when you talk to all these beings, no matter how powerful they are, for example, you can talk to like reptilian queens, and there's like lots of different groups. They're gonna be respectful. They're gonna respect your opinion. They're gonna be like, okay, let's try to deal with it without any contact without fighting. Let's try to get a deal. I don't want to die. And so like they all become respectful, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. So I don't know, like just knowing your own powers is the most amazing thing. Also, we have Guy Painter donating $5 and the Rebel. Holy cow! Thank you all so much. It means a lot to me. Just being here, answering your questions, and like having this kind of support. It's so much fun. I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, and like Apaz was saying, like always know your greatness, because that's what keeps you driving. So like it's just really amazing. Guy Painter is asking how much is it for checking the blockages. I usually like charge like $45 a session, but just like write me an email. You're gonna get a giveaway. Same with you, the Rebel. You get a giveaway as well. So like write me an email, let me know your story, tell me about yourself, what kind of issues you're going through. I have 65 people, kind of like over 100 sessions to give. There's a list, and eventually I'll get back to you. So just like let me know what you're going through, and I'm here to help. Like I am trying to survive, which is why I charge the money for it, but like once I clear out a lot of sessions, I just want to give it away and help as many people as I can, because it's a thing I do not want to charge money for, but I'm trying to survive, which is like why I'm doing it. But like once that is done, hey, like right now I'm seeing like, hey, I can actually make money with stream. You're donating me, like, hey, I can survive, actually answer all the questions in the evenings, do the sessions during the day, and that would be a thing. So yeah. Where can we do it? Right now I'm doing the remote work, so just send me an email, aquila@yahoo.com. Just basically go to any of my videos, and in the description you're gonna see all of my social media links, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, all that kind of stuff. So whatever you feel fits best for you, just let me know there, and I'm here for you. A lot of Exotic is asking, would it be possible to do a session for someone without them knowing it? Yeah, totally. As long as you know their issues and what they're going through, like some of the hardships they have, maybe their bodies. Like if you communicate with the person and notice some of their hardships, you just have to know these things and then you can fix them. For example, there's a lot of people who, let's say, are in relationships. There's this guy who's really in love with a girl, and sometimes they have fights, sometimes they have different things. So basically, I did a session. And the girl basically had like entity cluster around her, and the entity cluster would affect her feeling states, affect her emotions. So we removed the entity cluster, and next thing you know, she's like more happier, she's like more uptone, out there like really helping her guy, and they don't have as many fights. So like there's a lot of ways how you can improve relationships by removing just the entities alone. But there's also, if you look into the past lives and other things, so a lot of things out there. So if you know what kind of issues people have, even someone without them knowing, you can actually help them out. Okay, A Pass is asking, what are your thoughts on aphantasia, if I'm saying this right? I do not know this thing. Like I don't know what it's called in English as a definition, so I'd have to Google it up. Let's see. Aphantasia is a mental condition characterized by an inability to voluntarily visualize mental imagery. No mental imagery. Okay. All right. So, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Mental imagery. A lot of this is because of our thinking. People talk to themselves all the time. It's like non-stop thoughts, worries, concerns, simply like, I'm gonna pick up the scope, oh, this tea is really good, yummy. And like non-stop chatter 24/7. A lot of people have issues with non-stop thinking, and also it can drive them crazy. But the thing about thinking, our thoughts in our head, is hypnotizing. It's hypnotizing, and it keeps us from seeing. If you can practice quieting your mind, staying quiet, at least for 5 seconds. It's hard, it's not easy, it's not fun, but you have to calm down and basically look at the wall and try not to think. If you can do it for a while, especially when going to sleep, if you can quiet and shut up that thing working here, you can actually start seeing visuals. And the thing is, like, this whole thought thing is like a mechanism keeping us trapped in this box, and this hypnotizing state puts us in a lower vibration that blocks up out the visuals. So like there's a possibility or like a thing that might be in this case like for you. Try quiet mind. It's hard, it's difficult, but it's a thing. There's other thoughts, like for example, some people, you close your eyes and there's nothing coming up, absolutely nothing. So like my friend Gianni, he mentioned the thing where you light up the candle. So like it's basically like a third eye practice, but basically you light up a candle right in front of you and you stare at it, like, well, let's say here's the candle, and you stare at the candle for like a few minutes and then you blow it off. And then you close your eyes. And that like the middle, like where you had the dot of the candle, as you close your eyes and you basically start sort of like seeing it, like a little bit of color, once you focus on that dot, just focus on the dot, and all of a sudden these colors will pop up and it's gonna go deeper and deeper, but the dot is in the middle and all these colors are moving and stuff. You zero in and all of a sudden it's like moving through this tunnel and boom, you open up in a new world. So that would be one kind of practice as well. Another thing you can try doing, like there's a lot of structures out there, like a structure, like a construct that sort of like blinds us, turns away, like, or turns off our visuals, turns off our abilities to perceive, to be psychic and stuff. So there's another thing with like trying to basically destroy these invisible constructs. Like for most people it is invisible. It's like you're walking in every day and like nothing there, like you see people and stuff, but you don't see that you're sort of like in this construct that is like limiting your energy, trapping you here, turning off your visuals, turning off your psychic abilities and stuff. So you don't have to visualize these things. If it's hard, you do not have to visualize these things. But for example, OBE, like getting out of body, does not require visualization. It's really good if you can do it. It's great. But thinking, your mindset can simply do it. For example, there's this practice where, like, for example, we're getting up in the morning and we're turning on our alarm clock. Like, I need to get up at 7:30. And you tell yourself, I need to get up at 7:30. Your physical body will wake you up before the alarm clock rings, because the physical body has the inner clock. So you can program yourself and give yourself a command to wake up, and the body listens. You can do the same thing with getting out of body. And give yourself a command to get out of body. Now, do not give up on the first time, because people are like, okay, it didn't work, fuck it. And that's it, they're done. But getting out of body requires a lot of work. So you do not have to visualize things, but there's a lot of things that you can do with your own thoughts. And while you might not see anything at all, you still can create planets and worlds and other things. Because simply like, okay, if I had a perfect world, right now I'm like looking at a keyboard and like screen and stuff, but if I had a perfect world, it would have a lot of penguins. Yeah, an awesome land, and these penguins would be okay with the warm weather, and there's a lot of cold weather as well, but like I like mountains. Yeah, I like mountains and the fresh air, and you're just thinking. You're not seeing anything. You are simply thinking, but you're creating that place. And as you're creating that place by thoughts alone, you can put a program. I'm gonna spawn there when I get out of body. I'm gonna get there every time my physical body falls asleep. My consciousness will go to that place. Next thing you know, you pull yourself out of body by your own thoughts, because you set a program, because you set a new structure that like once your physical body falls asleep, there's a command written for you to teleport and spawn and appear at this new place that you have created. And all of a sudden you close your eyes, you fall asleep, you don't even think about it. Boom. And that program brings you to your new place, and because you're out of this whole structure, you start seeing things. So that would be an approach. But just because you cannot see things, do not worry, because your thoughts, your intentions are super powerful, and that alone can create things and give you massive boosts. So just because some people are practicing a lot of, like, let's say, third eye things and visualizing things and trying to get out of body or do different things with that, it's not the only way. It's one of the tools. Visualization is one of the tools, but it's not the only one. There's all of these ways around you. So again, like, creativity is still there, and that's the thing. Be creative. Think of new ways. You don't have to reinvent the bike. Just think of something like, oh, okay, this didn't work, next. And you're coming with different ideas. Whatever you see in movies, whatever you read about in books, whatever you see in video games and anime and stuff, it's all around you. Just use different techniques. For example, some people are like, every time I get out of body and I'm stuck in this room, like they simply get out of body and they're stuck in one room. What they do is like they program themselves like, every time I'm gonna step through the door, whatever door it is, from this specific place, I'm gonna teleport somewhere else. And they create a program that the door will be a portal. The door will get them out of there. So every time this person is stuck in a construct and sees a door walking through them, boom, the program teleports them. So you're no longer stuck in this whole thing. And that would be the answer for this whole thing. But like having no visuals is not a massive stop. It's scary because so many people are pushing visualization, like visualize this, visualize that, and it's a big thing. Visualization can help a lot, but it is not the only tool. So hopefully you can think of new ways, read about it, like find out some new ways, but you can do a whole lot with that. So that's a lot of talking. I'm just gonna drink my tea and scroll down and see more questions. And YNGBRH is asking, do you think dreams are just dreams, or is there more reality to dreams? I assume, and from my experience, dreams, like we're being told, it's just a dream. But for me, it's more like another reality. Sometimes, like, oh, we're here on physical Earth. It's just like same kind of family scenario, but it's a parallel world where another part of you lives there, where there's happening in a different kind of scenario. And if you get out of body, you can actually check on those parts, like all these different scenarios that you have perceived here on Earth, where you've been driving a truck, you've been in the military, you've been abused in school, or something happened, you were talking to your best friends. Tons of scenarios of what can happen while you were dreaming, but it is another world. And like Car is saying, we live in a dream, and that's right, yeah. So this whole thing, what is a dream? What is real? You know, you have to ask all those things. And for me, everything is real, and music is a weapon. Like that's the whole thing, yeah. So yeah, there's lots of ways to put it, but like for me, it's like different realities. Like this isn't the only place. This isn't the main place. This isn't real. This whole thing is a dream, and when we get out, we're in the real place for real. Rather Rage, good seeing you here. Okay, Soul Contract Remover is asking another question. When we go out of body, can we make ourselves invisible like in a video game? Definitely. Simply like in a video game you play and you have all of these cheat codes, like I don't know, like TGM or God mode and different kind of things, like depending on what kind of video games you play. But you have the God mode where you can fly through the whole map without any limitations, carry as much weight as you want, and at the same time turn invisible, and all the enemies cannot touch you. You can totally do this to yourself, to people around you, to your own planets and realms and different things. You are the godlike being. Whatever you see around yourself, you can change their shape, change how they think, change their character, make everyone invisible. It's all up to you. So you can do absolutely anything when you're out there, and that's the best thing out there. The Rebel is asking, can you recognize in everyday's life those who are controlled by the dark forces? Usually, the thing about this whole thing, the thing about like, people who are controlled, I have visuals. I see the entities, I see people around us, and we're not alone. We're never alone, that's the thing. And when you're out in the streets, you see entities that are messing with people, you see entities who are like talking and like just sending thoughts in their heads, and like bigger entities that like affect people all the time. Most of us are sort of like controlled in one way or another. I still have like a lot of questions to the top. I'm sort of like slowly scrolling down, but I'm seeing some people asking, let's say, some of my favorite songs and music. Recently, I've been listening to a whole lot of like retrowave, synthwave, but classic rock and ambience and different sort of things. I have this kind of various state of like quite a big variety. But yeah, like to say like the favorite right now. I don't really. Maybe have. I think it was like Quintox Palms. Like I had it on my live stream one time, and like that is basically YouTube was like copyrighted the whole thing. Like oh, okay, not gonna use that song here, but there's a whole lot of songs that I actually like. So I don't know, like various game soundtracks and movies and anything really. Not the newer stuff today. Like the newer music, I don't really like it. Like a lot of this like today's music is controlled, full of subliminal messages and stuff like that. So like I'm like avoiding that, but basically staying with anything older or simply without words and stuff. Okay, so I'm just finding the part where I see donation from Guy Painter and like just scrolling down to the questions. The Matt dreamt that he met me last night. That's so cool. Do you have more memory of what you experienced in that dream, or like like me being small and stuff, but like in fifth dimension, like all these details? It would be really good if you can keep the dream journal. And I'm pretty sure you do. But anyone who wants to practice getting out of body, astral projection, and all the stuff, keep the dream journal. It is really important. It's gonna help you to pay attention to all these things, and then you're gonna be more aware of what's going on in there. Okay, I'm Yahoo is asking how powerful are the beings we create with our thoughts, and do these beings and realms we create with our own thoughts exist only in the astral plane? No, the thing like when I talk about out of body experience, I try to always make sure like it's out of body, because when we talk about astral, it's like one range. When we're talking about out of body experience, it can be here the physical, astral, and all the other planes. Astral is kind of like one level, so it does not include absolutely everything. And so in astral, we're sort of like stuck in one construct, which has massive variety. But when you're out of body, you can go beyond astral. So that's important. So that would answer the whole thing. So like our planes we create, it's not just in the astral. It's in different dimensions, different sort of realities and forms, and much more than that. Then, the beings we create with our own thoughts, are they as powerful as us or not? It really depends on our decision of how we are going to create them. Sometimes we can create beings and give them a program, or let's say these beings, let's say we create animals, and animals, or like let's say some beings, some races that we create can be limited if we set that limit. If we set that like, okay, these beings will be more like an NPC, so it will not be a vessel for someone else to come in, but it's more like a being that I create with their own intelligence, and this is how far they can go, or they can go as much as they want, but this is on their own terms. So you set on how they go. But at the same time, you can create a body that becomes a vessel for a whole new being to come in, be in that vessel, and just be there and stuff like that. Okay, I have to see. There's a few people that sent me an email regarding wanting to get OBE. Yeah, I found you. Yeah, Plumeria66. I found you. I'm gonna send you the link of login. There we go. You should be able to get it. Alright, there you go. You should have it now. Okay, I'm still scrolling down to the questions. I'm just reading your comments, people, and some of you really like my streams, and I don't know, like it means a lot to me. your appreciation, your kindness, your attention, just being here, showing up, asking questions, and being interested and talking to each other means a whole lot to me. And it's kind of hard to believe that anyone would actually pay attention to me, but like I'm all out. Like if I can, I want to stream as much as possible. So I know some of the times when you're comfortable with getting the streams and like when are you available. So I'm trying to hit those sometimes. Sometimes I'm like being on my own time, but yeah, like if you have any days that are best for you, let me know, because like I'm pretty much like busy on Fridays. As in like the whole day is sort of like dedicated to certain other projects, but when I have free evenings and stuff, or let's say I'm done with the sessions and not burning myself out, then I want to shift and do something else. And if it's not working on different projects, then streaming is definitely a thing. So I'm still sort of like scrolling down through the questions. Okay, J1 is asking if I have any tips on quieting the mind. For me, one of the things to start is to be aware of your own thoughts, because a lot of times we're on automatic, so it's like constantly there, and we're just like so engaged that we don't really notice that like we're sort of like run by this program. And while I'm answering this question, there's another one like Rob Robinjo ask a question. If anyone has any questions, just throw it out there. I'm getting to you like sort of like scrolling down and stuff. But going back to the quieting the mind, being forceful is one thing. Like some people like have the constant thoughts, and then they have to spot the thought and like really try to stop it all and block it all out. Like not be there at all. Like okay, turn it off. And they really have a hard time forcing it because they force it and stop it for a few seconds, but they're like, yeah, it works. Oh fuck, I'm thinking. Like so basically you stop it all, but at the same time you start like, yay, I did it. Nope, you just like talk and stuff. So like it's really hard time trying to sort of spot it all off. Sometimes I don't know, like get into this meditative like state where, for example, you're trying to like like let's say you have a candle right in front of you, or you have this comfortable place, something really calming where you can just sort of like, let's say, focus on certain energy, certain feeling, but really like just like try to get into a position where there's no triggers and you can relax and focus on something and just like sitting in silence. Just sit in silence. That's a thing. But like a lot of people sit in silence and they're like, yeah, this is working. But they're still having these like small thoughts like, oh fuck, I just stuck myself. So they have that, but like it's definitely a thing. One thing is like a lot of these like thoughts, most of them are not ours. So these thoughts come from entities, and entities are like talkers. So they're like, oh, this is a good day. And what you do is you become a parrot and, oh, this is a good day. Yeah, it's a good day. So whatever this entity might say and it comes out as a thought, you repeat. And what happens, it's like a kid trying to annoy you, talking to you constantly, but when you try repeating the kid gets annoyed like, hey, fuck, I'm trying to mess with you and you're messing with me. And all of a sudden you're trying to like talk to, like there's that talker and you have to talk back but say the same thing and you cut it off in the middle. Like I'm just like basically it's like how to say it. You start having like, I'm just having a good day, but like in the mid sentence you cut off and you say the same thing. And it's like, boom, stops it all. So again, like some people are saying, like ignoring the thoughts. It's really good if you can. It's really good if you can. But a lot of people are so engaged, hardcore automatic, that it's like overpowering them. But there's like lots of ways. Listening to music, finding an activity that will distract you, anything really. There's tons of ways. So just like finding the right tool would be the thing. Okay, Guy Painter is asking, do you believe we're here to make an energetic difference with some kind of change of age energy upgrade? Um, Not really. I would like to believe that. I would like to believe that we are here to change things, but it's just not a thing. Like, there's too many beings trying to push us here in these bodies, trying to mess with us, to limit these godlike beings. And like, the more I'm working with people, there's tons of people who were pushed here against their own free will, who did not come here like, oh, I'm gonna go on Earth and do whatever. Like, it's not even that. They don't even make the decision. They're like sort of like flying through the physical universe, or like even in the fourth dimension, and they get caught up by different groups and technologies and pushed here on Earth. And oops, now while we're here, we're trying to find a purpose. Like, why are we here? Why am I here? You don't have a purpose, mate. You were forced to come here. You are sort of a slave, and they're trying to ruin your life. Now what you gonna do about it? And so like, when we know the truth of what's going on, that we try to sort of like still justify it and like find a way to live here and stuff. So yeah, we can definitely make differences. It's like we're fighting a massive galactic war in the multiverse. It's a thing, but over here on Earth, it's just like one of those stops. So yeah. Kaya Reich is asking, can a human be a demon? Oh yep, yep. You can always, let's say, you're going out of body, or like your body passes away, and then you choose what to do next. You can become a ghost, a demon, and anyone you want. And even while here on Earth, most people, or like some of them who are with the elite and stuff, they're like demons as well. Kind of like different ways, but like, if it's not the looks, it's the actions. Hi David, I'm looking at your question. Do I have any suggestions on new ways to think about time? It really depends. If I knew your mindset and how you see it, then I would say like, do I have anything new to offer or say to you? But since I don't really know exactly what you think, just from my own perspective, a lot of people are saying like, like time doesn't exist and there is no time and stuff like that, and that is right. But at the same time, when we're looking at ourselves, to our existence, we like, it's kind of like Akashic Records. There is a track. So there is a track of everything we did, everything we thought, all the actions, planets, everything else. There is a record kept. So we can always sort of like scroll back to the origins and, oh look, the zillion years passed and stuff. So there sort of is a date and stuff. But then again, you can sort of like leave this whole structure of all these dimensions and stuff and create your own plane and just have your own physics, have your own standards and everything else. Seth is asking, are the Hindu gods good entities? Well, it's a 50-50 thing. A lot of like these beings, they put a massive name and then they just pretend to be whoever. So there's a lot of like beings who, let's say, Jesus and some other ETs, like godlike beings, like this whole even like Greek gods and other beings, even like the Hindu gods. A lot of them are deceitful, but like again, we have to talk about specific groups, specific beings, because some groups will take the name of God and now there's like they're gonna be bad guys. Some groups will take the name of God and they're gonna be good guys. So a lot of times it's basically everyone's trying to talk to Aquila, right? Right here on stream. And there's a whole lot of Aquilas besides me. And so like, like if you weren't clear with who you were talking to specifically, you could actually contact lots of different Aquilas and hear lots of different answers. And same with gods. If we do not know who exactly we're talking to, we see their image, kind of like we know what they look like in the picture books, but at the same time, like some people like Zeus is a great guy, but then you look back and like, oh look, Enlil is actually Zeus. So like there's a lot of other beings pretending to be someone else, and it's hard to tell the difference unless you know who you're dealing with by their energy of communication, different things like that. But like these groups can be really deceitful, and you will know who you're dealing with by the way they're treating you sometimes. If you can see through their whole projection. Okay, Internet Animal, hello. Royalborn, hello. Luigi, PA, Sabine, good to see you all. Okay, Luigi's asking, how can I learn to see what is beyond the physical like you do, or is it even possible to learn it? It's totally possible for everyone. I'm pretty sure, like, whatever I have going, everyone here can do it. It's just like for me, it's great because I haven't been sort of like recycled and messed up with this whole physical universe, but some of my abilities have been limited, and sort of like there was a time where I had it all clear, then it all closed up, and I had to relearn it all. So that being said, where I started from is simply looking at my hands. I take my hands, okay, cool, and then as I look at my hand, I'm gonna look, let's say, at my palm, like right here. That would be the point I'm looking at, like right this place. And as I'm looking through the fingers. I'm looking like not close up, but also through, sort of like seeing through, and also like you can sort of like practice seeing through your hand and also close up as well. But once you start focusing on your fingers, on like just palm, stay in the neutral place. Do not think good or bad. Whatever thoughts you have, it's okay, but stay in the neutral. Don't get too excited. Try not to be depressed and different things. Just watch your hand. And as you watch your hand, simply focusing. You can try focusing your energy and flow it into your hand. And as you're looking, you will see the outline coming out. You will see the energy. It's kind of like gas. It's kind of like that desert mirage where it's like this floaty white energy where it's around you. And you start looking at your hand. You start focusing. And you start seeing this energy around your fingers. But then the more you pay attention, this energy can grow and expand. And then you move your hands slowly. And all this energy follows you. So this is just the energy of your fingers, like for your hand. But you can look at other people. Like if you're, let's say, outside, if you're at a restaurant or somewhere else, you're just like watching people. Focus on them. Stay in neutral place. But like once you spend your time looking at others, you will see the energy above them. All people have their energy unless they're NPCs. So once you're able to see the energy, you can actually tell who's the NPC or who's really suppressed because of their energy and stuff. But once you are able to see the energy, you have to keep on practicing. Look at the tree. The tree has energy. Every single leaf has the full form and outline and stuff. So once you're able to spot those and you practice seeing it, you will like start seeing pop out of the colors, which is like you can see auras of people. You can start seeing shadowy figures behind people, and that can be their spirit guides or other entities and stuff. But it all simply starts with looking at your hand. Or some people are like looking at themselves in the mirror, and others are afraid because you look at the mirror long enough and you start seeing weird stuff, and it can scare you. So for some it might be too scary. So simply start with your hand. Just look at your fingers, and once you start seeing the outline, keep practicing every day. A little bit of practicing, and once it starts expanding, you see your own energy. You start seeing other people's energy, and once it starts, you sort of build it up, and you totally can start seeing other entities, other beings out there. And it's a skill. It's like a muscle. You have to work it every single day, practice it, and work on your energy. Try different kind of foods, different kind of things, mood, music, different kind of stuff. And next thing you know, you're there. So I was able to teach that at least 6 people at my class when I was in high school, and they learned it. They were able to use it. I was like sitting to my like classmate, and we're like at this like at event in school, and she was like, "Hey, I see their spirit guide." I'm like, "Heck yeah!" Like she's able to actually see their energy and stuff, and she's like, "Wow, this person has massive energy." So like, if other people were able to sort of see that in short time, just the energy, you can build it up, and I'm really excited about it. But like, it takes practice, and I'm pretty sure everyone can do it. It's easier than getting out of body. So start from that. If you want to, just like practice looking at your hand, you can focus your energy, and it's gonna happen. Thoughts on Japanese and how to learn it. There's a great website called Duolingo, like dual language. So duolingo.com, Duolingo. Duolingo. It's a great website. You can choose Japanese language and some other languages as well. It's basically you learn to listen to sounds and to the whole basics of like kanji and katakana and different kind of things, and you start learning words, how to say like all these sounds and what kind of letter means and stuff. So you learn the basics, how you learn sentences. It's a free app or like free website. Go there, check out like different languages if you want to learn more. I'm on my free time I'm actually learning Japanese there as well. Other things, watch anime, watch other places, like movies and different things in Japanese. I was like, I don't understand German that much, but I was actually like, when I was like about like 13 years old, there was like a German channel on the TV, and basically it's a New Year's evening, so everyone's like staying up super late, and I'm like, they had Spider-Man in German, and I'm like, heck yeah, gonna watch Spider-Man because I like this hero. And so I watched like the whole trilogy in German, and in that time I learned the basics of like Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, Guten Abend, Danke schön, and sort of stuff like that. Just basically by watching, I sort of like, you get the idea of what you're saying, and all of a sudden you understand the meaning. And for me, that was helpful. But again, everyone is different at learning. One thing is how you learn. Is it by the sound, by hearing, by writing, by being engaged in this sort of thing? Sort of like find how it is best for you to learn, and then try different methods. Another thing super important is clearing out the definitions of the word, because a lot of times you can actually read a book, for example, and there's going to be a phrase, even in English or like your native like language and stuff. So like while you're there, you're like reading a whole sentences, and there's a word you don't understand, so you skip and you keep on reading. But then all of a sudden, whatever you read before doesn't catch, it doesn't stay, because like your subconscious went googling or like searching for that word, and it's not there. So your whole mindset is searching, and everything you've read before is not following up, and then you might start yawning and stuff. You're getting tired and snoozy because your whole consciousness left searching for the word and you're not present anymore. You're like, and like reading books becomes boring and stuff. So it's important to catch yourself getting snoozy and stuff if you misunderstood word, and then catch yourself with a word you did not understand. Stop it all, Google it, find a definition, learn the word, clear it for yourself, and boom, you're gonna have it for yourself. Now that it's clear, you can move on to reading everything else, and everything's gonna be clear. Rich taught me the trick. It's really useful. Helped me nail school a bit. So there it is. Okay, Sabine is asking, if you create a vortex which you can see visually, what happens when you enter it? It really depends where it leads. I haven't really tried it. I've seen like right here in the physical, like creating a vortex, and like I've seen like for example, galactic vacuum would be that kind of vortex that clears out the entities. But I think you can actually program that vortex wherever that will lead. For example, it can be your own realm, it can be another place, a house, whatever. So you can actually program the outcome if you want to be safe. I would recommend that. Starseed just read an email from Anouk who said, I am under the influence of Rich, who's an Archon, blah blah blah. Congratulations, Anouk is the very first person I officially blocked on YouTube. Yay, my first block! This guy came up to me asking for help, and sort of like I was like, okay, I have tons of people, I'm gonna help you. Then he started spamming me, and he did not get a reply as soon as he wanted. So he went really kind of berserk, calling me stuff, telling me to go fuck myself, shit like that. And I'm trying to be kind to people who might not agree with my belief system. I'm trying to be understanding. But then the same guy, same Anouk, was sort of like messing with people in the comments, saying them to go fuck themselves, that they're an idiots, that they're blah blah blah. And I can value people, or like I cannot pay attention to people saying bad stuff to me. They can say me, I'm whatever, and I'm gonna like, okay, that's your opinion, you don't know me. Good. But when people start being bad to anyone around me that I care, if anyone in the comments starts messing with you, I'm not gonna let it happen. I don't care what people say about me, but anyone around me, I care about you all. So like Anouk got basically banned from a YouTube from being a little asshole messing with my people, and in that community I will not allow it to happen. So here it is. And right now he's spamming me on emails and stuff, trying to get my attention, and like he has his own opinion of what's going on, and it's really good for him. He lives his own life. But I really like Gary Vaynerchuk because he really helps me to form a right mindset. And what Gary Vee says, successful people have no time for hating stuff. And if all this guy spends a lot of time messing with me, trying to send me like long ass emails bitching me out and stuff, I'm happy for him. But all his time is directed to attack someone. Come on, the guy could do so much stuff for himself. So instead of directing the hate, or let's say my attention to, hey man, I don't know what you're up to, but like responding to that, I'm gonna ignore this stuff and I'm gonna carry on doing the sessions and working on my own projects and basically going through my own life. So, so there's the bad ending. So I don't really care about what the guy says. He's banned from my YouTube channel. I'm not gonna respond to him. I do not want to waste my time. And yeah, so there's that. Sabine, night night. I hope you got plenty of rest. Matt Nicholson, how's your tooth? I had this whole thing with wisdom tooth, like I'm 23, I think. So my wisdom tooth started growing, and at the time it's sort of like they're not growing right. They're sort of like growing a bit sideways. It's not like there's a whole lineup, but the tooth like whoops, kind of like went that way. So with that thing, it's kind of like got like to the point where I could not open my jaw normally. So like and the 2 fingers were probably most I could get in, and eating and stuff was like got really hard. So like I could not open my mouth and talk and stuff, and it was like pretty difficult. And yeah, it was pain. Did I watch Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. When I was a kid, I did like the first one, the Duel Monsters. I watched that one. The newer ones I have not, but like Yu-Gi-Moto, Kaiba, Blue Eyes Dragon. I remember those, and like one of the better childhood animes. Okay, the man is asking, can THC help you get out of body? I tried weed for the first time this year and started I remember stuff and felt like I was about to get astral projection when I tried it. Nah. Okay, THC. That's the thing about it. Like, I have to Google what it is. But, fuck. Okay, it's kind of like CBD versus THC. Tetrahydrocannabinoid. There we go. Or in this, cannabinoids. Whatever that is. Yeah, I haven't tried it. No idea. I haven't researched that stuff. Can I paint? I practiced a long time ago. So my painting skills kind of suck, but I have like a DeviantArt thing. We can look up what the stuff. I don't know. I can show you some of my old ass art, if that's a thing. Let's look at my art. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, why not? Let's see. I can find my painting. Something to do, right? Just engaging with my community and being all me. Let's see. So you should be able to see the sort of stuff I'm going to disable myself. Disable, yeah, there we go. I had a painting right here. That was like when I was like, I don't know, like what? How many years ago was this? Does it have dates? Usually these guys have dates, but that was like one of my first ones. I was like practicing long time ago. Not sure if there's a date. But anyway, so there's this, and there was like a Pokemon thing, the Charizard, because why not? And I had mountains as well, I think. But that was like digital. That was like digital stuff, drawn with like Nintendo thing. So there's that. Like, so I like sort of like painted like twice if I'm lucky, I think. I'll look with the real brushes and stuff. I have Bob Ross tools. Like I sort of like started getting into it, but then life happened and I got distracted with other things. So no painting for me anymore. Yeah, like people are like asking how many emails I have right now in my inbox. Like 755 unread. I'm really bad at it. So. Plumeri is saying that like listening to my live streams with the Q&As, like reading a bunch of books because you get to the point and answer the other questions. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Like I'm probably I assume that I sort of like talk a lot and probably say a lot of unnecessary things. Mainly because I'm not seeing myself as a really good talker or like as a presenting a speech. It's more like I'm just being myself. Oh, I'm a shy little girl trying to get by and stuff like that. So, having that many people in the stream is still new to me. And I was sort of like still have this thing like a shyness. Like when I started the stream, I was like all kind of like shaky. It's kind of like excitement, but at the same time like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. So like even now, it's kind of like whatever happens, like I don't know. I'm just like going with the flow. Okay, John Roberts, question number 3. The main thing for me is I would love to be able to share my journey with you once I made progress on myself. Would you be willing to work with me in the session at some point in the far future? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, John, whenever you need help, whenever you want to talk it out or anything, just share your progress. I'm here for you. It's all of you here. You mean a lot to me. John, Starseed, every one of you. Like when I started my YouTube channel, like a lot of people are going for like I want 1 million subscribers. I want a lot of people, and they're going for a whole lot. And the Gary V, like when I started, like Gary Vaynerchuk said that if you want everyone else, you don't care about your family. So for me, I got a mindset I have to take care of my family, you people. So no matter if I have 10, 20, 30, you're all my family. And in this way, and I don't know, like I feel like you're my friends, and it just means a lot to me. Like you were here when I started, you're helping me grow. I know a lot about, like I know a lot of you. I know about your lives. I know like you personally. It means a lot to me. I like this connection. I like knowing about you people. So with this kind of thing, yeah, like whoever wants to share their story, whoever wants to share their progress, people are popping up here in the chat, and I know like I gave them session like this long time ago, or I talked with this person this time, and I know them. So yeah, it's amazing, and whoever wants to share their story or anything, I'm always here for you. So feel free to write me emails, share your stories. If you ever need anyone to talk to, even though I might not respond right away, I'm here for you. So yeah, write me emails and anything else. Guy Painter is asking if I got your email. Yes I did. I have your email. I'm not reading them because I'm streaming, but there's a whole list, and I'm gonna get back to you once I'm done streaming, I think. So yeah, like I don't know. I really want to thank you all. I'm still streaming and stuff, but it just means a lot to me. So like having this personal touch with you is special to me. I value it, and like whoever wants to share their progress or anything, whatever happens, I'm here, and you're here for me. I'm here for you. Just like it's awesome. So yeah. Exit the Matrix is asking, can I make a video about the future of humanity? I can. I definitely can make a video. I would have to probably like spend a bit more time researching about what's going on, because like my main sort of like point of view right now, or like the main focus, is this small world of me and all of you, but like not really looking at the bigger picture. I'm not getting involved in the whole politics, governments and stuff right now. I used to be a lot in the past, but right now I'm just sort of like small circle, taking care of important business. The thing like I'm seeing right now, just like on the subject, it's a massive war, and while we know about what's going on in the whole world, the most we can change is if we can change ourselves, and that's my main focus. I have to change myself. I have to help others to make that step and have some progress in their personal life, and once we get better ourselves, then we can actually move on and like work on the bigger world. Speaking of which, some of you might have been watching London Real. Brian Rose, he's a great interviewer, a journalist. He's talking to a lot of people. He's talked to David Icke and others. And recently, like I just seeing him, he wants to be the mayor of London, which is amazing to see small people raising up, and actually they are aware of what's going on in the world, and they're trying to be the change. And I recently watched David Icke interview the documentary called Renegade. David Icke does a lot. And then there's just like a guy from Croatia, or like Croatia. Basically, he started like he wanted to be like David Icke, but knew that he will never get to that level. So he became a part of like Croatia government, like in the politics. and he started making changes. He sort of started fighting against taxes and different things, and the people are winning. Small groups are winning. So there's a lot of hope we have, and I'm like, just seeing people like, let's say Brian Rose, if I'm saying his name right, but like, if he becomes the mayor of London, and people like him who start becoming aware of what's going on and want to fight for us and do some changes, we have the power. So there's that. Like I'm seeing like some people are sort of standing up and trying to do something, and they have support, which is cool. So yay. Yeah. People are asking me to make live streams a regular thing. If you want to, if you are interested in the streams, I can totally do it. I want to adjust my schedule so that I could like have a schedule for you people to have your time off and have plenty of time for yourself, but at the same time, when I'm gonna go live, and so that you would have your questions or simply be there for me and whatever. I definitely want to do that. So like, I guess like after the stream, I can create the questionnaire. Like I have already asked what time is best for you, but I can also ask what days are the best for you. So you can also mention here in the comments while we're here live stream, but at the same time I can ask here in YouTube posts. So when I know the best days for you, I can sort of try adjusting my schedule to be there for you when it fits best for you. So yeah, while we're here, let me know what day is best for you for me to be live, so that I would be able to sort of adjust my schedule, or just because right now I'm doing it random whenever I feel like it. So yeah, there's that. Guy Painter is asking, have I figured out a way to avoid reincarnation? For me, it's easy to say, because once you're out there, go away and don't really look at this whole world. There's a lot of like realms out there, a lot of places to go to. So simply just get away from the physical universe. Get away, and you don't have to incarnate and get the body right away. You can simply change your forms, not even incarnate, but simply be a being. Like check out what's best for you, and see what's out there. So yeah, no need to reincarnate. Like, reincarnation is not forced on everyone. There's a lot of ways to avoid it by simply choosing a different direction and just like going your road and not looking at it. Why Solus? Haven't heard of him, but I'm gonna save it for myself. And I'm gonna see what that person's all about. Okay, Alexander is asking, am I happy being on Earth with all the abilities I have and the unlimited things you can experience out of body? The thing is, yes. Like, a few years ago, and a while ago, my life used to be really messed up. I hated this place, I did not want to be here, I was suffering like most people, and it's kind of like funny, because like, it's not that bad. I'm not starving, I have a roof over my head, I have plenty of money and different sort of things, but like emotionally, I was a wreck, and like a lot of things just seemed like life is not gonna happen, and I really did not want it to be here, but I was able to fix my biggest issues, and now I'm enjoying life. Like, just talking to you people, doing other things, getting out of body and stuff, I'm happy. I have things I want to do, and while I'm here in this physical body, finally it's sort of like, yay, I can sort of live a happy life and do that. When I'm out, bye-bye, not going back here. But yeah, like, I was able to adjust things in my life to get by, and like, actually, hey, this is decent enough, I'm enjoying this. So I was able to fix it for myself, but like a lot of people, they're still going through a lot of that stuff. Okay, Andromedan has a question. What are the Andromedans and why are they here? It's pretty much like, what are humans and why are humans here? There's a lot of beings out here in the physical universe. They were here before all the bigger wars. They were here before forced incarnations and stuff. So basically, it's like another being coming here. This is gonna be my planet, this is gonna be my people, it's gonna be my race, and they decide to live here and everything is fine. Once they settle here, then bigger beings come here saying like, hey, great planet, great civilization, I'm gonna get it for you. And so then the bigger guys attack others. But so there's a lot of races who come here in the physical without the Andromedas. There's a lot of other places and new planets and different beings who just come here to be and do their own thing, and then they get attacked. So it's not like they have massive reason, like, we're gonna go here and save Earth or something. Like, no. They were here long ago and before Earth even was a thing. So I'm like reading like now comments regarding like seeing energy in different things. This is really good. The matrix outlines is totally a thing. Simon is asking, have I received your emails you sent free right now? Let's see. Simon. I have you in the spam box. So some people who might send emails to me, some of you end up in the spam box, so I'm glad I'm checking this, because there's like 3 different people who are not supposed to be there. So like, yeah, I got your email, it's in the main inbox right now. We're gonna definitely fix that and I'll get back to you. Andromeda is asking, like, are Andromedas bad and good? Yeah. The thing is, like, to say humans are bad or good, Andromedas are bad or good, reptilians good or bad, like, it's a generality. Specific groups, specific people. Like, giving a label of good or bad to the whole race is really bad. It's like, people talk bad about Jews or black people or racial colors and stuff. Bad thing. The best thing to do is to find specific people. It's like a girl cheats on you and then you call all girls are sluts, or all girls or boys are like this. We have to be very specific about who is it and what have they done and knowing them. Because, yeah, that's a thing. So, like, no. Not all Andromedas are good or bad. There are specific groups who might be good, bad. A lot of them might have their own interest, and you will never know until you look for themselves, look for yourselves into who they are. There's a lot of like questions and I'm sort of like catching up still. Can you see my cat, please? Sadly, he's at my parents' place right now. I'm going out a lot, like helping out my grandparents and stuff. So like when I'm moving, when I'm not here present, I cannot take care of my cat properly. And while my parents have more time, he's right there with them. So like I'm making sure the cat has proper care and someone to be there for him. And if I'm not at home all the time, you know, I want to make sure like my cat has good house. So right now, no, but I can find you a photo. Something people won't see usually. We can do that. Because why not, right? My cat is awesome. Let's see, do I have pictures of my cat? Yeah, there we go, my cat. Fluffy furball. Heck yeah. Akula is really getting into her world of cats now. Let's see. It's gonna get tricky. Let's do capture display, and now you can watch my awesome cat. Look at this baby boy. He's an awesome fluffy furball. Yeah, he's like, I was eating yogurt and he was getting my yogurt. There he is, my boy, enjoying his thing. Yeah. And now he's a furball. Yeah, there we go, Christmas tree and enjoying stuff. So there he is. Awesome cat. Love him. Why not, right? Have I ever seen a video of a guy that got punched in the face by a ghost? No. BTYN paranormal. Alright, I'm gonna save this as well. I have had a session with a client who had a real kind of harsh paranormal stuff going in her house. Like we connect for a session and she's talking to me and literally stuff starts flying, like the whole like Bible and other things like flying out, like the books are falling and other things. She was living in this RV and really harsh stuff going on around her. You know, I don't really believe that like she would like set this up and like try to pull some wires and stuff to set the things, because like the sessions cost, like who would spend $50 to show me off something like so like I tend to believe what I'm seeing in sessions, because why would people waste money just to sort of like have me think something about them? But anyway, yeah, there's actually a lot of like these paranormal things going on, so creepy stuff, and I'm pretty sure like BTYN paranormal, I have to watch that. The man saying he's like 34 years old and he could not handle a stream like I do. It's pretty crazy because like I'm just like whatever happens, kind of like spontaneous. Like I'm not ready. I don't think I'm doing really good, but I really appreciate all the supports and you being here to help me breathe and carry on and like actually being okay with the way I talk and stuff. Because like I don't pronounce things clearly. I do not enunciate things and stuff, and I still have a whole lot of ways to get better, but with you, I get to practice, so thank you again. Guy Painter, do I remember talking to you on the phone 6 months ago? Huh. For now, I'm saying no, but I would have to recall which platform. Just on the phone call, did we use WhatsApp? Did we use some other thing? That's not. Fuck, Guy Painter. I don't recall you right now. I don't recall you right now. Fuck. Crystal Dragon is asking, have I recognized having lived past lives with people I have met? Plenty. A lot of people I'm talking to, whether people like in my like relatives, whether people from school and stuff, having conversations. Almost everyone here on Earth, everyone we are in contact with, we have some connection from the past life. It's crazy, but we have lived for so long, we do have some sort of connection, so I can definitely like sort of like whatever person I'm talking to, look through the past us in the track if we have ever met. There's a lot of people. Exit Dramatrix is asking, can I send you an email? Definitely. Aquilasa@yahoo.com. Usually, if you open up any of my YouTube videos, I have in the description all of my social media, or most of it. I might not be super active, but you can definitely reach out to me and talk to me. So, whether it's an email, Facebook message, Instagram and stuff, I'll get back to you whenever I can. Starset is asking if her curse is fixable. I'm pretty sure that anything can be fixed, no matter how hard it is. I've had people come in and have sessions with me with massive heart conditions where their whole life they have lived with a heart that like beats fastens, like kind of like diarrhythmia, or like I don't know like what it's called specifically, but the rhythm of the heart changes. Like it beats slow and then super fast and then slow, so like changes up. But their whole life really had a lot of like issues with the heart, and one session fixed it. So I'm no healer, but a lot of our past lives are affecting the present, and I'm sure that every one of us can look into those things and find solutions. So there's that. So whatever you're going through, Starseed, whether it is headaches, physical body pains, astral stuff, no matter what it is fixable. Do not allow yourself to be limited by what you're experiencing right now. Never. Sunny days, good to see you here. Yeah, send me an email whenever. I'm always available. Might not reply right away, but I'm here for you. Okay, a lot of people here are saying that the Brian from London Real is a scammer. I haven't done my own research to see exact stuff. I haven't dug deep enough to have a clear mindset on what he is. Just from what I saw, from seeing him just a few times, the assumption is like, oh, seems like a decent guy. Just because I trust David Icke and like I can relate to him a whole lot, and just recently just watching his documentary, he got some ideas from here what he says, and made my sessions and my work much more accessible. My abilities to go out there to reach out to beings much better. Just one like some ideas I could take from David Icke, and it's like massive improvement in my life. So because I heard Brian talk to David and actually have his own wake-up call and change the whole mindset about the elite, and him trying to fight them, I'm going like, yeah, sounds like a guy, like sounds like a good guy, but I have not done my own research to be fully clear and like, yep, I am 100% sure he's a good guy, bad guy, or whatever. So just like a perception from what I saw a few times. So I have not done my research on him to dig deep and find out the tools like I did on Epstein and other guys. So there's that. So like I appreciate you all saying like, you know, like what you think about him, and I can definitely look into that myself and like try to see more about him. But like it's definitely worth looking into. Yggdrasil is asking, is it possible to shapeshift? Yep, totally. Like when you're out of body and stuff, you can have 100% control. Here on Earth, it is limited by our own beliefs and like this massive programming, so it will be much harder here, but it's possible. Simon, going to sleep. I hope you have a good night's sleep and get rested. But you know, we can. I'm definitely have to get back to you. Like there's a whole lots of people. Like just while streaming, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23 emails while streaming. Not so much, but you know, it builds up. All right, let's see what's up more. Okay, Exit the Matrix is asking, why have the evil ones always been allowed to conquer and destroy? Why doesn't the good ones ever win? I'm sick of it, and is everything evil? No, not everything is evil. But the thing is, a lot of us beings, like godlike beings, got their whole mindset limited and agreed to have most of their powers taken away. A lot of us come here and a lot of us like assume or see ourselves as good beings, see ourselves as kind, caring, loving, like, you know, like we're still like, hey, I'm here to help other people. I'm here, and you know, if someone has an issue, you're there to help, you're there to listen and stuff. So you see yourself as sort of like good being, you're helpful. And when there's another being saying like, hey, could you help me get through this thing? Like it's basically like a child, and you have to lower yourself to allow the child win. We come here trying to support these beings, but all they have to do is sell us a story. Sell us this thing that we buy into, and without being aware of what's waiting for us, they deceived us. We agreed to give away our powers, and there it is. And then again, like, we are godlike beings. You're like a medic in this massive war. You're a being who can stop it once you go out there. You're hunted. Every one of you here, everyone on Earth, godlike beings, you're all hunted and targeted gods. Like, you know, it's, you have abilities to create things, to destroy things, to change things. all of these abilities are super dangerous for us. So like knowing what you can do, of course you have to be targeted. And the good guys, they're here. They're trying to help, they're trying to connect, but they're having a lot of interference. So there's like this massive galactic war going on. So when you get out of body, you can see it's a massive shootout every single day. Good guys versus bad guys trying to duke it out. And then again, there are good guys who proclaim they care about us, but it's more like they care about the cattle they're gonna get once they take over. So there's other parties who are actually interested, pretending to be good, because like it's sort of like some of their stuff fits our belief system and wants and needs, but it's not completely for our best interest. And there's a lot of actually groups interested in this place because of the whole harvesting thing. Starseed is asking if I would make a video out of her session if I would find anything good. Totally. Every time I find something that like might be new to me, or I think some people would benefit from that, I'm totally going for it. So if you're okay with me sharing your stuff from the session, I can totally do that. Do I think that religious people are more likely to be forced to reincarnate? It depends from their belief system. A lot of religious people, like, they might go into heaven, hell, depending on what they believe, but also just because they believe in Jesus and stuff, or like some other gods, once their physical body dies, doesn't mean that they're gonna go wherever. I've met a few people out of body who are really religious, have their god and stuff, but once they died, they appeared in a completely different realm. No astral, no light, no entities, no heaven or hell, completely new realm. They were like more like of a spirit, like astral form, and this massive forest. It's like that, like Ukrainian love tunnel, as like lots of trees growing out, like sort of like making this arc, and it's amazing that person sort of like had like lots of beliefs about like religion, but simply appeared in a whole new place. So it really depends on each person's personal beliefs and how hardcore is it. Like, is it sort of giving them freedom of what can happen, or is it actually, I'm gonna go to heaven, I'm gonna come back here on earth, or whatever the gods is. Like, there's a lot of this like Seth Speaks on Earth, where they talk about like all these angelic structures of how you have to reincarnate a few times to clean off yourself and stuff like that. It's a lot of this is crap to keep us like trapped and stuff. So there's that. So it really like it depends on what people believe in. Yeah, I'm reading the comment of Sarti actually saying kittens will rule Earth, and I find this like funny concept how cats in this life on Earth are kind of a bit of an asshole sometimes. They have their own character. They're free. They're like, you ain't gonna control me, human. I'm gonna control you. Put me some food right now, or I'm gonna bite and say meow. And you're like, okay, master. And so you give the cat food. But then we have dogs, and they're super loving, and they're like, like licking you and woof woof, and you're like fluffy, cute little thing that loves you forever. But you get out of body, and they're not canine, the dog-like, wolf-like beings, massive killers, and it's kind of like a flip side, how dogs over there in the multiverse, like one group of dogs, like Anunnaki canine, massive killers, completely into destruction, and it's like, where's the reptilians? It's like reptilians are gonna be smart, but like Anunnaki canine, they're like predators gonna kill you all. And it's kind of like flip side here, because like dogs are sort of like undoing their shit and like trying to love us and give all this like love and attention, while cats are like, well, fuck you, I've been a Lawrence and like trying to help you all, and now like you're gonna obey me and stuff. So there's that like funny thing, but yeah, it's a variation. Like, not all of them are bad. Like, I've met Anunnaki canine who are actually pretty intelligent and don't want to be involved in any kind of wars and anything. I'm just sort of like laughing about this little concept. So anyway. Okay, have I ever heard of the astral spiders? Yep, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of these spiders and creatures and kind of like octopus things and crab-like things. Some of them get to us and try to suck our energy, try to affect our like dream states. For example, you fall asleep and this like spider entity will crawl on your space and sort of like suck your energy, but at the same time have the control over your dreams and what you're seeing there. It's like kind of creating a construct and projecting a dream reality. So a lot of people might have night terrors, might not remember any dreams because they suck out the memory source, or sort of like put the blockage so that you would not remember anything. And sometimes other beings out there can abduct our consciousness, take our consciousness, sort of embed it in other bodies. So we're going to be super soldiers and other things. And then when we get back here, the spider being will sort of like remove or freeze the memory, and we come back like, I don't remember anything, but I slept okay. And sort of you wake up either tired or okay, but have no memory of anything that happened. So there's a lot of these like astral spiders, crabs, octopuses, and different beings who are like sort of like messing with our energy or suppressing our emotions, who are like really messing up throughout the night. So we wake up all sort of tired and exhausted. So simple thing you can do, it's like one thing like to sort of like bring it to the awareness, but then if you think you might have the spider being, you can sort of like imagine like if you're using like vacuum cleaner in your house, simply think of a vortex. So it's like kind of like galactic vacuum energy, like a vortex who's gonna suck out all these like parasites and like all these like entities, scrap like beings, spider beings and stuff. You can use that sort of like with visuals, with your thought energy to sort of like remove them from your space. You can also in your room create a soldier or like a protector. So like you can simply think of some of your favorite heroes, some of your favorite animals and stuff, and kind of like create a being who's going to be there to protect you. And sort of like in each corner of your bedroom, you create a being who's going to be there to protect. And now these 4 soldiers, like doggies or pandas or raccoons or simply like your Spider-Man or whatever, is there in your room sort of protecting you from these entities. So there's just like some of the things you can do to protect yourself from these spider beings. But yeah, there's plenty of them, lots of various cases. So Matthew, do you have any experiences with these astral spiders? And if you do, would you mind sharing, like, how are you experiencing these things? How are they affecting you and all? Okay, Tan is saying, like, thank you for the live stream. And a few days ago you talked about croutons kidnapping souls upon physical death. Does that violate free will, and don't negative entities have to get consequences? Yes, it definitely violates free will. But the thing about the consequences is that's the part about why the bad guys are winning. They do not agree that they will get the consequences, which is why all of these, let's say, pedophiles, psychopaths, sociopaths, and people who are into killing and messing up others here on Earth do not get any consequences. Once their physical body drops dead, all these elitists and pedophiles and satanists and stuff like that, once the physical body drops dead, if their belief system is not limiting them, they will be free. While us, we are being programmed. If we sin, if we have sex, if we do this, we're gonna go to hell. Oh, scare this, scare that. Lots of these scare tactics of what's gonna happen when they go out there. And we agree, and we start believing that. And so they force us to believe things that will limit us, while they have all the freedom to do anything they want and no consequences awaits. There are no consequences, so in this life you sort of can do whatever you want and move on. But remember, anyone you affect might have memories of it, so they might not be happy and they might try to get their revenge on you. Or you at some point in life might be conscious about what you do and like sort of like, well, I feel bad about sort of like taking a candy away from a child. I should pay for this. I should be more kinder to others. And all of a sudden, you yourself put yourself into consequences of how you should live your life and stuff. So we do it to ourselves, others do it to us, and there's lots of different variations. And yeah, and the thing is, like, this whole good and bad thing is a duality thing. So if you're out there, a lot of beings, for example, you yourself, take me for example, I get out of body, I'm a freaking mercenary. You people hire me, let me do these sessions for you. I go get you the reptilians and other beings out there. And in my past lives, I've gone in these massive wars. I've killed lots of reptilians and even like fought humans. There's a lot of human groups. A lot of them are good, a lot of them are bad, like different sort of like people. And so involved in these groups, you're done with your life and you die. And that's up to you. What kind of life you want after this? Do you feel like, oh, I've been too much of a killer, I should slow it down, like maybe I should now be at receiving end? And so you make a decision of what happens next. Sometimes you might want to, in this life, let's say, enjoy sex, and you can have one partner, experience it all, or you want to have your own harem, and then oops, I cheated on my lover, and now they're really hateful, and then you have an emotional thing. But in past lives, we have literally a whole realm of our own harem. We have tons of girls, tons of boys. We experience all of our fantasies, and it's all great. We're done. We move on. And sometimes we can live thousands of lives where we are super loving, we're like devoted and everything else. Next life, like, hey, we got bored of the same old thing. We want something new. There are no consequences because you are a godlike being and you're trying to experience things. Once you're done with the experience, you decide what's next. So in this lifetime, they're really trying to mess what's gonna happen to us, when like try to scare us so that we, gods ourselves, would put genie in the bottle. So there's that. It can happen against our own consent and stuff, but like we have ways to fight back, and it's just like, don't agree to their belief systems. Believe in whatever is most empowering to you, and you're gonna win the game. Zachary's asking that in one of my live streams last week, I've said that I'm gonna do the section in the morning, and is that scheduled for sometime this week? Yes. I'm really trying to get done as many people as possible, so I think like you're up like this week for sure. I'm still scrolling down to answer your questions, and like there's a lot of people talking it up, which is like awesome. And it's crazy to believe that like we have 59 people talking it up for like 2 hours and a half. So thank you all for being here and being engaged. I'm still scrolling down and like looking at what can I answer and just be here for you. Okay, so Ali is asking if I think that after fifth dimension ascension, humans are gonna change. No, I don't. The thing is, a lot, like I'm saying in a lot of like last streams, but we think about these ascensions as some kind of event. Like it's gonna happen at some point in a few days. This big thing is gonna happen. It's gonna happen, like 2012 is the end of the world or something big. And what changed? So a lot of people like wait and expect something big, and boom, and there's that. So what happens is, from my perspective, these ascensions are more of our own point of view change, how we see reality, how we experience things, and if we are able to let go of limitations, work on ourselves, our vibrations are changing and the way we see reality is changing. So like while we are connected to this 3D universe and we see our physical body, the ascension is when you start seeing the energy, when you start seeing entities, when you start seeing and thinking above the human needs, above the material stuff. When you experience all these things, let's say out of body is one thing, but even while being here, understanding that you are consciousness, understanding that you are much more. And then once your mindset changes, once your point of view is different, that is when everything around you changes, because now this world, this 3D is not affecting you anymore. And that, from my opinion, is more of a change. Getting out of body, you can actually go into these different realms, but even like 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension, galactic wars going on. A lot of these groups are fighting. Humans are still being messed with. So like, you can have different groups. You can like have different kind of body, be involved in different things, but if you are interested in being a soldier, in the 5th dimension ascension, you're going to be a soldier because this is your interest. So whatever your nature is, whatever your interest is, you're going to be there. And so are they going to change? it depends on each individual and their own choices, and that's so I sort of see it. And there's lots of variations, lots of people say it differently, but I don't see it as some sort of event and this massive change. It's more like each and one of us has to change from within to experience that kind of thing. Eddie Dude is asking if I've ever heard about the twin flames and are they real. It's definitely a thing. Abaz is also saying like we are our own twin flames. It's also a thing. A lot of these like things with our past life relationships, we meet beings that we have strong connection with, and it's not just like twin flame. Like these beings are tied to be together. They love each other, and they're not gonna be separated by any choice. It's more like two people like each other. But there's billions of others who have this strong connection with you. So you can have thousands and millions and billions of these twin flames because it's kind of like connection on a deep soul level. And while being here, then we have our own issues with third party knows that if two beings get together and they know each other from the past, they're able to help each other recall their soul, like past life memories, get over these limitations and stuff. Then these two beings will have quite a, challenge for the big guys, and so they try to limit those beings and stuff. So like twin flames is a thing, but it's like just consider it as like two beings having a great connection, but it can be connection with millions of other beings as well. So we have a lot of these flames or connections with soul. It's definitely a thing, but we can find it with a whole lot of people. So there's that. Waves 852 would like you would like me to check on your mom again to see how her exploration is going. I can definitely do that. Like yeah. Your sessions are really easy to do, so I can definitely focus on your mom and see how she's holding up right now. Am I familiar with Octelas? No. I would have to Google that and see what it is. Yeah, first time seeing it. Starseed is saying, like, every time someone sees croutons, what if it calls up an entity? I guess we should be careful with words. Here's the thing. Croutons, Greys, Archons, Reptilians, Arcturians, Archons, Demiurge, Anunnaki Canine, Anunnaki Humans, Anunnaki Reptilians, any possible bad beings out there. Try to name as many as possible. Once you know your own abilities and what you're capable of, it's like Voldemort. The one whose name we don't mention. Fuck you. Voldemort. So like, it's kind of like, they're like trying to scare us, and if we put an intention to contact them, sure, we can get in touch. If we ask for something with a generality, sure, we can get with something we did not call. But at the same time, a lot of beings we call out to, or like just mentioning their name, if we know our abilities and what we're capable of, they're scared of us. They're like, oh shit, what, did someone call me? Like, they get scared because all of a sudden this massive, super powerful being is there who can actually mess them up. Matthew's asking, have I ever considered a co-op sessions with helping someone else, or do you just run solo? There's variations. I used to do it like face to face with people. Then it was dual sessions where like Rich and I with another person. Sometimes it's like me, Rich, and then a couple, or like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, depending on the group and stuff. Now I'm just doing it solo. I shifted to solo because the more I worked on these skills and getting the connection, the more I opened up the new door where like, uh-oh, I'm getting too into it. And for example, like let's say dual session, I'm sitting here, Rich sits next to me, or like he's in his own like place and stuff, and we're giving a session to someone else. Every time I look at the person, I'm like willing to look into their life, scan their stuff, and like I'm opening up the door to see whatever I can to like see all the limitations and then remove them. But let's say the more people I see on the camera or up close, it's like I'm trying to focus on the person, and I accidentally, while focusing on the person, access Rich stuff. So his stuff is like, whoa, it's like I have too much, because let's say it's like kind of like focusing on the whole crowd at the same time. It's like I have to work on the one person when there's a whole crowd of people trying to connect to me. So I right now shifted to solo. I have less interference. I have less people overwhelming me, and it's easier on me. But there's a lot of variations how it can be done, and I'm willing to go for the new stuff, whichever way it is. But yeah, it's definitely. I'm keeping like a sort of like open for new possibilities. Right now I'm just like sort of like right now this is an easy way to do it, but I'm always open up to changes, switching it up and making it different. So Demon Nikki99 is asking, how do we go about creating an actual avatar to protect us from spiritual predators? Don't they need lots of energy? Question mark. Yeah. Creating like a being that would like protect us is pretty easy. It's simply when you think about your favorite hero, someone you admire, a puppy or anything, you can sort of like visualize them as a warrior, as a soldier, any kind of looks, kind of humanoid or whatever kind you want. You can have a spirit animal, like maybe a wolf, maybe a crow, maybe a phoenix and stuff. So like there can be variations of who do you want to protect you, and then give them a program. Give them a program to like keep you safe from entities, like remove any negativity, sort of like suck out all these like negative energies and stuff like that. So you are the creator. You program your protector with whatever you want. You give them their responsibilities, their duties and stuff. And once you do that, we as powerful beings have no limits of energy. It's like an infinite source, this never-ending source of energy. When we create someone else, it's like tuning into someone else, and now they have this open source to get our energy. And because we are infinite, they also get the connection, and they now can sort of like be fully charged and never-ending source, kind of like. So there's that. Like it's, I guess like that would be sort of short and easy way to explain it. I'm getting closer to the bottom, sort of like on my own time, but we're getting there. Spirit HHH is asking, what am I gonna do after this live stream? Well, I got like 27 emails right now, so after like a live stream, probably gonna get myself another cup of tea and maybe answer some emails or other stuff. I don't know yet. Like I'm sort of like spontaneous, so whatever happens, I'm sort of like just checking whatever's like available and whatever I'm interested in and stuff like that. Never surrendering. You just woke up at 7 a.m. right now. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Melbourne, Australia. Yes. 10. Yeah, I can definitely check my Discord and answer the questions and stuff. Sure. What do I think about Cephicus boza? Never heard of it, sadly. That's again something I had to look into. People, if you think I should read some books, read some articles, see some new YouTubers, new videos, anything you're interested in and you think I should see it and maybe you want to hear my opinion about it, feel free to send me those links on emails, share it on any social media where you see me. I'm interested in learning more as much as possible, so whatever you have, whatever you see and are interested in and want to share with me, I'm here. I'm available. So like, send it out to me. I'm here. It's actually funny because like these like race of croutons, I never knew the word in English. Like in Lithuanian, there would be like, I don't know, like lots of ways to say it, like skrudinta duona, or um yeah, lots of other words that I could actually look for the croutons, but like I never knew the word in English. So like actually coming up, or like coming up to the race that is called like that, is like, and reading comments, they're like, hey, it's food, and I'm like, what? And I Google it, and like it's actually a thing. So that's actually funny and pretty interesting as well. Hi D, good to see you here. Um, okay, D, you said you're saying you resent me the emails. So far, in the recent ones, in the last few hours while I've been streaming, and today, no emails from you. But today I gave you a session. I did send it to you, so like check your email, see if you got it. Um, I can also check the other end. But yeah, no emails from you today, but I did give you a session, so be sure to check it out to see if you got the link and all. Starseed is asking, can you phone call me sometime? Yeah, the only downside is that I'm in Lithuania, so I don't know if you have to pay for the phone calls, because I know that like calling abroad, at least from Lithuania, is like super expensive. If I was to call America from my phone, I would have to pay $1 a minute, and like I'm not doing that. It's like it would be like a killer. So like I use like social media, and if you have a plan of calling others abroad and it doesn't cost much to you, that would be great. But other than that, like social media is a thing. Also, timing. I noticed that like a lot of times when I miss your calls on Facebook and stuff, it's usually 3-4 a.m. for me. I have my phone not in the bedroom. My phone is on my, like, let's say this room. So when I go to sleep, I don't take my phone with me, which is why I miss a lot of these messages and I don't respond when I'm sleeping. Or let's say I wake up in the morning at 5 or 6 a.m. I go to work out, to go do different things, and the phone, I rarely check my phone. So I would have to work on like checking the messages and stuff, but yeah, like calling, have to check it and sort of like adjust it. Any tips on how to reincarnate here on Earth again? Yeah, be sure to not read and do not get knowledge. Basically, try to fuck yourself up. Kind of like eat all the junk food and like try not to pay attention to any new age stuff. Follow politics. Get into the Satanism and stuff. Cut out this part, and this is what the Kvilla about, pushing people into Satanism and stuff. Yeah, and then then you have to, let's say, be super religious and believe that like reincarnation is the best thing possible because you're gonna get better at it and stuff. So if you want to reincarnate as a joke and stuff, yeah, let's go for it. uh, how to pull the part of the context and like sort of like set me up. That would be a way. Ali's asking, do I plan on expanding my business or keep it at the grassroots level? Haven't thought about it. It's not something I'm focusing on. Like right now, the spiritual stuff, like what I'm doing right now, and charging for the sessions, I am trying to sort of save up and start different things. I wanna have a side business so that, let's say, I can do something on material level where I can make enough money to stop charging for anything spiritual, so that all this business can be done by itself, or like I can like invest some time in it, but I can like give my free time to finally help people in need without charging them anything. So like I want to shift it to like not get anything involved in stuff like that. But in regards to expanding my business, I had some people saying that like they're inviting me in other countries where they would like to gather communities and do kind of like similar things. Let's say in Switzerland, in New Mexico, and other places where there's like a group of 10 people or so, and like they want to gather communities where I would actually go and lecture. Like right now, I'm doing live stream, but I really have not made many of those big ideas, like how to build it up or anything. I haven't thought about it at all. So if you have any offers of how I can expand it and what you would like to see in the future, let me know. But so far, I'm to do doing sessions whenever I can, streaming and stuff like that. But like haven't thought much about it. I'm still sort of like scrolling through the questions on what you people are talking about. It's amazing to see you all here, just like being here and talking and engaging with each other and me. And I don't know, like it feels really good seeing so many people talk it up and gather and be online. It's awesome. So thank you all for being here. John West, you don't really have more questions for the stream today, and I appreciate like you appreciate listening and tuning in. So, hey, I'm really glad you tune in and like ask whatever you have, and just like staying here and watching and engaging is awesome too. So I hope you people are getting something out of it. Like let me know if this is useful for you, if you're getting anything out of it or not, and I can always switch it up. Like try it with more entertainment if I am entertaining at all, or try to shift different topics and like do my own new research so that I could actually present more info and stuff like that. So yeah, so far like most of the topics I talk about is like from the work I do with the sessions, getting out of body and stuff, and different directions. Like right now I'm mainly focusing on whatever people are working or like people have issues with. So anything I find, like I try to share, but like yeah, it's not as broad as I want it to be yet, but we're gonna grow. You should watch Reese C. Jones on YouTube. Reese Jones. I'm gonna look it up as well. Lots of good people and sources. John Roberts asking, did I ever get a chance to look into your friend Mike who died recently? No, John, that's a good thing. I'm glad you wrote this thing. If you're still here watching the stream, it would be really good if you could write me an email. Tell me more about Mike. What happened? A bit of his backstory and the circumstance, like what happened. Because like Rich mentioned that like there's a session regarding your friend who passed away. It would be really helpful if you could give me more details, and I can just sort of like go deep into the core rather than like sort of like fish around for the stuff that you already know. So that'd be really good. But yeah, if you have mood and place, time and stuff, write me an email with more details and I'll get it done ASAP. We also could shift it in connecting live and like I don't know, John, like whichever way you prefer. So yeah, let me know in an email, because we can definitely like connect live if you prefer it and talk it up. Still sort of like scrolling down to the questions, so I'm sorry if I'm not getting back to anyone like ASAP. Shilpil says that he or she really likes my content, so appreciate it, man. Beth Ann Cars sent you to my channel. I'll have to look her up. Beth Ann Car. Sounds pretty good. Adela. Okay, Adela. Appreciate it. Eddie says that he actually knows people who are Satanists, but they don't want people to think they are. Yep. I know the thing. Um, I'm working with some people who have been murdering and cyberbullying and other kind of things. So there's a whole variety. I feel like Guy Painter, like charging people $300-400 for helping people. I want to get out of this. I want to change it up in a way where I can make plenty of money to get by, and at the same time be able to help people without charging them in the spiritual stuff. So like right now, I'm like I have a few different projects where I'm trying to put as much attention and time as possible to sort of like get it going, so that I could actually stop charging people here on the spiritual stuff. So yeah, it's hopefully we can do it ASAP. A Paso is asking, can I speak of the soul contract topic, or if it's too long? It's definitely not too long. It's pretty much like, what specifically are we focusing on? Because like soul contracts is a very broad topic, so like really depends on what kind of issues you're going through, what kind of things are you experiencing. Uh, it's super wide, so we have to get specific points like how to find agreements, how do we make agreements and stuff, different kind of things. So if you can tell me more of specific things you would like to know about soul contracts, I can definitely talk about it. Or if anything, like make videos. Alexander's asking, do I know the channel Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics? Sadly, I do not. Again, this is like, I have like at least 10 tabs open right now of new people I'm like gonna look up to, or look up and get some info. So like, thank you for showing like great info and getting me aware on these things. Okay, like there's a few people who want to know more about soul contracts. So if you have anything specific you would like to know, it'd be really great if you would share. Because again, like it's like very broad and like quite a big topic. So like I would like to zero in and give you as much information as possible on the things you would like to know specifically, rather than just like talk about some generalities right now. Yeah, like Starty is saying that like he will never understand why people read stuff off the internet and then think the names of two alien groups are a threat. That's the biggest thing, like the perception of what are some of the groups trying us to get the perception of. And like Greys and reptilians seem to be the biggest threat of them all. It's not. Again, specific groups, not all races are bad, not all races are good, and to condemn the whole race because of actions of few is a very wrong thing to do. So it's like personal experience. Like when I started as well, like my experiences with reptilians, like I heard like, oh, a lot of them are bad guys and like it's gonna be scary and like they're really bad and stuff. And then I started doing sessions, and I find these reptilians who are curious as cats, who do not want to buy, do not want to mess with you, who are just like who have been punished by their higher ups and put in position to try to mess with us. But if you give them a little Game Boy, a little toy to play with, they're fully into that, and they see you as like, it's like that goblin Dobby from Harry Potter, like he gets a sock and he's like, Master, I'm free, and so he gets a Game Boy and he's like the happiest reptilian in the world. He sees you as the best buddies, he's bringing you gifts, he's like trying to help you out, trying to give you information, because all of a sudden, like, wow, who is this person? They saw me, they appreciate me and stuff. So I see a lot of beings out there who were condemned by the most, but at the same time, super sincere, super genuine, like kind and caring and stuff. And we cannot see the whole race as bad because of a few beings. Okay, I am Yahweh is asking, When you're able to find a being via a walk-in who's willing to take on your body, what happens to your soul contracts, and will you be forced to redo your soul contract at some point? Here's the thing. When we come here on Earth, these soul contracts are on Earth level. So if we agree to be limited and let's say be poor, be messed with, take away our abilities and stuff, we're agreeing to these things here on Earth. But when a walk-in comes in, it's kind of like a backdoor to incarnation. So they do not have to make agreements, and they will be the ones on Earth to carry on what you've already made with the physical body, while having more awareness, because they have not been messed with by life. They do not have to go through all the structure and system and the sort of like brainwashing. So having more awareness, they will know what kind of agreements you have and how to undo them, while you, let's say, get out of your life, get out of this physical body and are free, and those soul contracts will not be a thing anymore. But we have to remember that the experience on Earth, if it's traumatic, if it's really negative, if we've gone through a lot and it's been quite a thing for us, for example, like a whole life traumatized that, really hard to connect to people, really hard to socialize and stuff, these things, emotional on an emotional level, might carry on. But when you leave the physical body, all of a sudden this case, all these worries and concerns drops, and all of a sudden you don't have those. You leave and your body feels so light, and it's like quiet and peaceful, and it's like you're out there and it's so good, you're clear, there are no worries, concerns, nothing. And it's one of the best feelings you can have. And once you're out there, then you can be fully clear of what you have, what are your beliefs are, and you do not have to take anything from this life here on Earth. So as long as you're not too messed up with on an emotional level, and you have not made these like super strong decisions that would affect your later lives, then it's not a thing. TD Edition is asking the best book to learn how to astral projection. I haven't read any. I'm terrible. I have not read any astral projection books or going out of body. I have heard others talking about Robert Monroe. Tried this guy. Carlos Castaneda. I recently bought his book. This guy is sort of talking about these experiences, but I have not read to the part where he explains how to do it and what you're going to get out of it yet and stuff like that. I really could not recommend you because I have not read any books. That is the downside. TD Edition, if you want a way to learn getting out of body, I can give a free course access to out of body stuff, like on rituals.net. So be sure to write me an email on akvilasav@yahoo.com, and I'm going to send you login info. You can find like ways to get out of body, try different techniques, but be sure to keep a dream journal, be persistent, and not give up after the first try. It takes a whole lot, but it's like working out. It's like building muscles. So you have to do it a lot to see results. I'm looking at this question by Demon Nikki. Is it true that memory and thought form go hand in hand, like with our imagination? If we can memorize the specific details of the form, is it well established in the spiritual realm, correct? I would say yeah, like a lot of these like things we remember is quite a big thing. But with the memory, it's more than on the physical level. You have to think like more of an Akashic records, because we can have total recall of our past lives, everything we ever experienced, and at any point in time you can access those things and, let's say, sort of relive the whole thing like watching a movie. You see all of your decisions you've made in past and other things and creations, different things you do and how to and stuff, so you can actually like kind of like Google your own stuff you ever did, your own techniques and stuff, and basically call it up, download it like Neo and stuff. So I guess that would be a thing. Oh, yeah, yeah. So like we're talking about the business and what would be different. I was thinking of like if possible in the future switch it to the point where let's say I have side stuff where, let's say on a physical level, it's completely not related to spiritual. Like what I'm doing is like, for 6 years, I've dedicated my hobby, like my free time, on translating anime. Anime is my hobby. It's like it's quite a big part of my life. And right now, I'm working on. I'm gonna pass on saying what I'm working on because like I want to do it, and once it's done, then I'm gonna talk about it. But I'm thinking about like doing some kind of market stuff that where I can make money from that on a physical level. It's completely not related. It's more like of a hobby, physical enjoyment stuff. And then once that takes off, and if it's successful, if I can make enough money from this, then I can sort of like stop charging from the spiritual stuff. I don't want to get into this whole system thing. I don't want to be related to the system, do any kind of their jobs they offer. Like I want to find my own thing that makes me happy. But once that is done, I think we can do sessions on a massive level, not from person to person, but like target subjects that, let's say, headaches. What causes people headaches? What causes people to be blocked from getting out of body? And massive target audiences. Let's say I used to go to this crystal place, and you can actually find out things that limits a lot of people, not just one or two. It's like whole humanity, and removing those structures. I think like if I spend more time doing that, some of you might feel some changes. So that'd be something on a bigger level, and also helping people to get out of body, so that we could have the whole army of people who can do this kind of work. That would be awesome. So I have some ideas, slowly moving into that. Like I'm spending like some of my halftime doing it, and you people are making it out, helping me to make it happen. So I appreciate it all. Now that 25 is saying that I'll make sure to have a Game Boy in hand at all times just in case I run into a reptilian. It's treat reptilians like teenagers. It's like they can be kind of rebellious. Their parents, their higher ups, are very strict. Their higher ups are like kind of giving them commands and ordering them to do it, and as a teenager, like, yeah, fuck you. You want to do your own thing, and so like higher ups don't respect the smaller reptilians, like little grunts. So if you walk up to a reptilian and you sort of offer them some freedom, something they can do, like like Game Boys and different kind of things that would like sort of enhance their life, and like little like, hey, let's play basketball. You have some hobbies. You might give them your favorite book. You might like literally, what is the best book you've ever had? What's the best movie you've ever watched? And you sort of think of that like, that's the one I like most. You literally think of that thing, and out of your pocket or like simply in your hand it appears a book, pad with a movie or whatever, and you give it to that like being, and literally they can watch it, read it, get engaged, and all of a sudden they feel like they got a gift, and you're sort of a friend. Like, hey, finally, someone respects me. Someone gives me free stuff. And this kind of teenager-like reptilian, they're not into fighting. They're not into killing. They're more like into the intelligence stuff. And if you keep them busy, they're easy to deal with. So there's that. Reeve is asking, what new beings am I seeing in my astral adventures? Lots. I would have to go through my notes. I'm keeping like notes of the sessions I do. Let's see. I need some light here. That'll be bright. I'm gonna take off the headphones and just go through my journals, like all of these pages. I like write down their names and some of the stuff I see about them. And it's gonna be super loud, I guess. But I have to go through some pages. Like there's like a lot of these different names and stuff. So in the last few months, we found out L-trans. I made a video about L-trans, so you sort of might be familiar with them. Then there's like golden crown beings. Golden crown beings are sort of like humanoidish. It's kind of like the skin is, I don't know, like pinkish grayish. They have like kind of like, instead of hair, it's more like tentacle thing going sort of like behind the back. So no hair, but more like kind of like a body thing, kind of like a skinish another part of their body like going behind. They have different forms. Some of them can like have kind of like, think of like horns and stuff. It's more like a skin, like very gentle, and they go behind, like, so they have different forms and stuff. Those beings, like golden crown beings, are all into the intelligence, so sharing information is kind of like, they're like radio guys, like they might have a lot of knowledge, and then they would choose a person who needs that knowledge, who will basically get in touch, and then they would sort of like transmit that information and stuff. So there's that stuff with golden crowns. I'm sort of like keeping notes, so I'm like trying to sort of like just notice if I have anything handy right now, because there's Zootrox, there's others. Pamifia, that's a place. What else we have? Tohan, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of Tohan's, Tohan, Tohan. So these beings are more of like a wisp, like an energy ball, but these beings are kind of like an orbish energy ball and stuff, but they have different colors, like a pinkish, greenish, sky blue and stuff. Like by one, they're more like energetic beings. They don't really have a shape that you can actually pierce them through or anything. But these beings are all about energy and emotions and feeling states. So for example, some of them might be into healing and enhancing like love feelings and stuff. But by one being, they have this limited energy, limited things that they can do. But then they gather in a group, and it's like more of a hive beings. When they gather in a group, there's like a massive nuclear power plant beaming energy, making people happy and like changing up their vibrations and different things. So Tohans are pretty much like energy beings. They're not into fighting or getting engaged. They're kind of like shy beings, but more into emotions. So if any of you want to get certain feeling states enhanced and stuff, feel free to call out to them. Just sort of like tell what kind of feelings you want to have in your body and stuff. So there's that. So you asked about race. So like I'm looking for different kind of names I can go through to give it to you. Reptile mantis. There's a lot. Trucions. You might have heard me talk about it. Arcturians. Susan's. I know. Mantis. Well, I have like a lot of these like pages, just like session information. Every person I have, I sort of write their stuff down. Who else? There's a lot of these like different beings, but anyway, there's lots. So I'm sort of taking notes of whoever I encounter. I'm writing them up. I recently got an app that allows me to sort of like 3D model them. So long term in the future, I'm thinking about like making more videos, and maybe Rich and I are just like me. We can make 3D models of them so that you would actually see them, stuff like that. And yeah. So there's that. I'm sort of getting back to your questions. Do I have some water? Hey. There we go. Want some water? An ad. Anyway, yeah, it's my favorite water. Okay, David Turner is asking, have I ever given sessions to people who are walk-ins? Yeah, I would say plenty. Recently, there's been at least 3 people in the last few weeks. Overall, I think at least 25 people who are current walk-ins who have come here and are aware that they sort of incarnated later and have experience of what happened before, that they have the back doors and how things work. So like, yeah, there are plenty of walk-ins around us. And a lot of them, like, in general, we hear them to be more intelligent, smarter, more advanced than we are. But not all of them are like that. Some of them are like looking like they have business here on Earth, and they're like trying to get in, but they don't want to incarnate and be here long term. So they're looking for different bodies. And sometimes we get smarter beings, sometimes same level, sometimes not so much. So yeah, different beings, yeah. Roberto Perez is asking me about Corey Goody and stuff that he talks and how much I could validate. The problem is I have not listened much of Corey Goody. Nor did David Wilcock, nor did Emery Smith. Emery Smith, I did more. I listened more to Emery Smith and a few of his interviews with Randy Kramer and other guys. For Emery Smith, I can say legit. Like whatever he experiencing, whenever I would listen to his interview, like I listen to like only three, but with free interviews with the people they talk to and their experiences, I'm like, yep, saw that, yep, and so like I can pretty much like agree to a lot of things. Corey Goody, I have not interacted with much, so yeah, I would have to listen to engage, and then I would be able to say. Right now, can't judge. Hi Dido, good to see you here. If I was to pray, who would I pray to? Consciousness. To myself. I would pray to consciousness and awareness, if that was a thing. But I would not choose a deity or specific figure. Anyway, people, Ron, thank you, or Gabriel, thank you for the donation. It's been a while. We've been live for like 3 hours. It's a whole lot of time, and I can't believe there's 60 people watching me. Thank you all for being here. I'm thinking about wrapping it up. It's been a while. It's midnight here. I still have a whole lot of people to answer. So I'm here for you people, and I'm gonna wrap it up for now for this evening. We definitely can stream more, and I'll be able to answer more of your questions and get back to you. Hey, you're making my life awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for giving me a reason to be here and talk about all these things. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope that you're getting something out of this as well. So we're gonna wrap this up for this evening. We can definitely do more streams in the future. Just like let me know the times, and like maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, we'll see. But I'm really happy doing this, and thank you for making me feel happy and giving me the reason to be here. I really appreciate all of you. I hope you got your questions answered and got some insights or anything out of the stream, and we definitely have to do more of this. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are too. So thank you for being here. You have a great day, great evening, great night, great morning, wherever you are in the world. Rich, you're here too. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.